The ripping and the tearing. The ripping and the tearing.
The conspiracy vibes are delicious.
You sons of bitches.
So anyway, I just came out at Wendy's, and there was 8, I shit you not, 8 homosexuals there having lunch.
There's nothing down my pants, boys and girls.
Cause I ain't fucking driving.
My poop comes out of my butthole.
The conspiracy vibes are delicious.
The ripping and the tearing. The ripping and the tearing.
Don't just educate in law. I like big, thick boys.
What the fuck is this?
welcome to another Tinfoil Friday. How's everyone doing? Hope you had a good Thanksgiving and got your fill of all the delicious stuffing and stuff. Stuffing's my favorite Thanksgiving-specific food. Like, turkey's okay, ham's delicious, but ham's a general-use food item. I would say that stuffing is my number one. We had some good stuffing. We also had delicious cornbread. Very good stuff. I was going to stream yesterday, but I ended up not doing it because I was very tired from eating food. I'm just going to be honest with you about that. I could lie to you, but I won't. I ate food, and I got sleepy, and I wanted to take a nap. I didn't take a nap, but I wanted to. But I'm here today, and we're going to do a longer stream to make up for it. So welcome, everyone. How y'all doing? Let's see what I missed in chat. Trey, thank you for 67 months, says that is many months. It is indeed. M. Scheffler, thanks for 45 months, says hi all, hyped for the stream. Me too. Carpcosian, thanks for a 3-stream streak, says I do a meow against you, ma'am. Meow. I've been meowed at. Accepted. Welcome everyone on YouTube as well. How you doing? If you're on YouTube, do me a favor and like the stream. Just hit the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. Housekeeping stuff. They are doing 35% off gift subs of 5 or more right now on Twitch, so that's pretty cool. We are doing our new costume month goal. Since I had to miss about a week of streaming because of my unfortunate hospital visit, I'm doing another stream goal to make some money to make sure we can pay rent and bills and stuff. So if you can and you enjoy the stream, I'd really appreciate if you'd use the tip link, and we'll get soon to our 125 more costume days goal. Because believe it or not, we are getting closer to the end of costume year. So if you want to go ahead and make that last even longer, you can use the tip link. All right, we can get that stuff out of the way. And we are going to play bingo, so make sure you get your bingo cards ready. And other than that, we can jump into it. See, there you go. I shortened it a little bit. I think I spend too much time sometimes on the intro. But that was pretty good. Succinct enough. So let's check some stuff out, shall we? Here's some stuff that was sent to me by Trey, actually. So thank you, Trey, for this.
Most people will never be able to zoom into the sun this close because it costs about a $40,000 setup. With the lens.
1 sec, let me fix the camera so you can see him a little better.
Lenses and fancy camera. This is not AI. This is the sun. Now, some
Shut up about the sun! Shut up about the sun!
will call it solar flares. All I know is
all these people calling it solar flares and saying I need to talk to a doctor. What do they know?
This thing looks like a freaking organism. And
it's moving. That means it's an organism, right? I don't know if you know this, there's more criteria to what life is than just movement. Like, things can blow in the wind. Fire moves. It's not alive. It's a chemical reaction.
If they're lying about the moon.
To be clear, I'm not saying the sun is fire. I know it is not. I know it's a nuclear... I'm using fire as an example, differentiated from the sun, because I know someone's going to be like, you think the sun's a fire? No! I'm aware of they might be giants.
Landing. If they're lying about space, if they're lying about the nature of our reality, then you can also imagine we may have been lied to about the sun. This is footage of the sun with a whole bunch of basically sunglasses on the frickin' lens of the camera to be able to see it in detail. A ball of gas and fire, I'm not sure.
Plasma. It's not fire, it's plasma. It's a ball of nuclear stuff.
It actually looks like a molecule.
Like most of the universe, it's a lot of hydrogen.
Or some type of organism with a microscope. And I don't think that this is 93 million miles away either.
I'm glad that your opinion doesn't matter on the distance of the Earth to the sun at any given moment, because boy, that would probably be a problem.
That is almost 100% guaranteed.
Hey, Mr. Duck
a
Sauce.
complete lie. Now, the other thing is, if the Earth has its own consciousness, some people call it Gaia, or...
I think we've jumped a few steps. If you assume that the Earth has a consciousness, something I've never done in my entire life, this is a thing people believe. I know I've heard other people claim that they believe it. I've seen Captain Planet, so there's that. But, I don't think you can just say that and have people take you seriously.
Mother Earth, it has its own consciousness, microcosm to macrocosm.
He knows the words microcosm and macrocosm, so you have to take him seriously.
Then would it make sense that the sun is an inanimate object, or that it too is sentient and some form or another living?
Okay, see...
Because crystals, Nicholas...
That annoys me, because if you're thinking, like, in terms of actual literal logic, that doesn't follow. Like, even if you believed that the Earth had a consciousness, it doesn't, but if you believed that, that doesn't ipso facto guarantee logically that indeed the sun must be conscious. It wouldn't assume any other planet was conscious. This is terrible all different ways. He can't even get his nonsense right in, like, a linear, logical fashion.
Tesla said...
Hey, Freyline.
...are also living.
I don't care what Tesla said. Hot take. Just a Peach with a $3 tip says, what toys do your cats like? Catnip, feathery, or other? Catnip and feather, honestly. Green Guy with a $1 tip says, Hannah, you are fire. Thank you. I try. Appreciate it. We are getting close to our costume days goal. We will do it. I believe it.
We just don't understand that.
There was that one episode where the sun was alive. Burn with me. The Rings of Akaten. I like that episode. The speech at the end is quite good. It's one of my favorite Doctor speeches. It's probably my favorite 11th Doctor speech.
I wonder. All I know is a ball of fire. I don't know. Maybe it's pure light. Perhaps it's a portal. Remember, you got to unlearn all the things you think you learned. Look at this frickin' thing, man. Wouldn't
it be nice if he took this energy to, like, actually learning about the sun? Like, wouldn't it be cool if his interest in this went beyond the purely surface level aesthetic? He's just going, isn't that cool? Yeah, but, like, you could learn real things about it. You don't have to make up stuff. You can think it's cool looking and then go on to learn real facts about it, too.
The sun. Most people will never be able to zoom into the sun this close because it costs about a $40,000 setup with the lenses.
All right, he has another video about this.
You are not supposed to see this video. We as humans are not designed to be able to see the sun for good reason. Now,
you shouldn't look at the sun with your bare eyes, for the record, because it'll damage them. It'll damage your eyes. Don't look at the sun with your bare eyes. I'm begging you. Even if you're this guy, please don't.
Mainstream will tell you solar flares, ball of gas and fire and helium or whatever.
The evidence will show you that too. Fun fact.
But let me ask you this. If you didn't know all the BS you were told in school about how the sun works and how it operates, which we know those textbooks are owned by McGraw-Hill, which is owned by Pergamon Press, which is owned by Robert Maxwell, which is Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. So we can imagine
the sun is in the Epstein files? This really does go all the way to the top.
They're all propaganda. When you're looking at this footage, what is the energy called that emits from the sun? Solar, right? Solar.
Incorrect word etymology on the bingo card.
Are we watching souls? Because we know a child is born every minute, every second. Are we watching souls come in and out of a portal to this freaking dimension? Because if you think about it...
No. Look, if you have a spiritual belief in the human soul, I guess that's your business on, like, a personal level, but in the world of facts, where we actually live, there is not evidence that a human soul even exists, much less that they're coming from or returning to a portal in the flippin' sun. How do people just get on the internet and say the most insane things and then go, yeah, this is good. This isn't embarrassing to post. How many views does this have? I'm almost scared to know. It has almost 4,000 comments. That implies a lot of views on TikTok, right? Oh, God.
The sun does give life to all, energy to all life on Earth, right?
I really hope that most people on TikTok scrolling through this see this and go, what a fucking weird idiot, and don't go like, yeah, he makes good points.
Other than the creator.
Does it take a soul 8 minutes to reach the sun? Of course not. It doesn't go nearly the speed of light. Souls have way more mass than photons.
The sun is next on the frickin'
Infinitely more.
list. Without it,
because photons don't have mass, so any mass would be infinitely.
it'd be cold. This looks like a fricking organism. It definitely looks sentient and alive. And you do know that every single ancient
Sorry, he's a little loud for you guys, isn't he? Or I'm a little quiet.
culture believed the sun to have life force energy, not just give life force
Ancient wisdom on the bingo card.
energy, but that in it itself is living, is alive, has a consciousness. But many people also believe
It looks sentient. You can tell because of the way it is. Soundboard! Hold on. Give me a sec. I gotta find the you can tell because of the way it is thing so I can put it on the soundboard.
Oh, wow. Score.
Let me record this real quick.
Look at this. This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. Wow.
You can tell it's an aspen because of the way it is.
believe throughout history, pretty much every culture, that the earth itself was a living, breathing organism that was alive, that had its own consciousness, that has its own.
Yes, human beings have been incorrect about most things for most of human history. I find conspiracy theorists are the least into understanding this, but I think it's not something we talk about nearly enough as human beings. Human beings have been wrong about most things and how they work for most of human history. There's a decent chance we're still in that state. I don't know how to break this to you. Human beings, before the invention of the scientific method and the development of rationality, are like famously bad at discovering reality and the truth of it. We're great at telling stories. We're really good storytellers. We come up with stories that make complete and total sense to us, that organize our societies and our lives, and they are more often than not total horseshit. I'm not saying that this is like a slight on humanity. I'm just saying that it's kind of how we have functioned prior to the development of like modern science, as we kind of guessed at stuff. We vibed things out. We told stories that made sense to us, even though they weren't necessarily correlated to reality. And that's it. Nowadays, we try to do a little better. At least some of us. Unfortunately, I really think a lot of people need to hear human beings have been wrong about most things for most of human history. Saying, back in the day, they believed this thing. I automatically assume that they had some things wrong about it. Because they're people. And people are often wrong.
So would it make sense, if that's the case, they believe the earth to be conscious, would the sun be an inanimate object? Or would it also be living? Microcosm, macrocosm. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Saying the words microcosm and macrocosm is not an argument. It's just like words you learned. Okay, so let's do the bingo card real quick. We got a few things. We have ancient wisdom. And what was the other one? I know we had one more. Does anyone remember what the other one was? Sorry, my memory's not very good. I think it's the new meds. Although I've never been very good at remembering these, to be clear. Word origin. Thank you. Incorrect word origin on the bingo card. Cool beans. Ooh, thirsty. Oh, let's check in with Chris.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 11/26, 2025. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, he's gonna do a rhyme. He's gonna do a poem.
My poop comes out of my butthole.
And all throughout the house,
This isn't even normally a thing about Thanksgiving. This is typically this is the night before Christmas. Why are we doing a Thanksgiving night before Christmas? Whatever. I should stop trying to understand Chris. I don't think I'm gonna. It's been a few years now. I think it's probably about as good as I'm gonna do.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's 11/26, 2025. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving dinner, and all throughout the house there was a flat earther who was anticipating the bullshit that he or she is going to have to deal with tomorrow.
You didn't even rhyme it. Why did you make it a pastiche of the night before Christmas if you aren't even going to follow the rhyme scheme? Okay? I don't understand. Like, what's even the point of the bit if you don't follow through with the bit? It's like he's like, imagine I did a bit here, but I'm not going to do the bit. Okay.
I mean, well, let's see. Let's have a chat, guys, about tomorrow's dinner. Okay. Tomorrow is your first test. You see, Halloween really isn't much of a test because you don't have dinner and you don't have any sit-down, round table chats or anything like that.
It's a test for how many horror movies I can watch in 1 month.
Stupid costumes. And
the answer is many.
Go to parties and, I don't know, maybe people get drunk. I don't know really what people do for Thanksgiving anymore because, Halloween anymore because it's just another made-up bullshit holiday to keep.
All holidays are made up. What do you think a holiday is? You think they come off a holiday tree?
You going? See, these holidays are...
You're good, Phoenix. Welcome.
Are interesting because, they come at a time of year here, at least in New York and on the East Coast, when miserable weather sets in. You know what I mean? A lot of deaths this time of year, and they usually happen January, somewhere around there, from December. I've noticed a lot with the elderly.
Yeah, they're probably, can't pay their heating bill, and they end up... this is depressing. Why are we even talking about this? What does this have to do with Thanksgiving, Chris? Robert Set with a 35-stream streak says 7 times 5.
It's something to do with the time change that they still don't want to get rid of. I don't know why they still have this bullshit.
Wait, do you think that old people dying in the winter is because of daylight savings time? Why?
This is something we had back in farming days. There's nobody farming anymore.
Where do you think food comes from? Where do you think vegetables come from? There are people farming. They farm.
Did you hear about that?
They're farmers. It's a lot of corporate farming. It's not like little family farms, but there's absolutely farming. There's, in fact, more farming than ever in human history. It's just very efficient farming relative to the past. There's nobody farming. There's nobody farming. There's nobody farming. Just gonna be me back at the mental hospital rocking and saying, there's nobody farming. There's nobody farming. I'm going to start developing DID, but all of the conspiracy theorists I cover are going to be my alters. It'll be Tinfoil Tuesday every day for me.
One thing, this is fucked up, man. Oh, where did I see this? I saw this in an article that popped up on my phone. Something about, oh shit. It was about chicken. And I saw Bill Gates in the background. Something about chicken is being 3D printed.
Oh, the stupid Campbell's thing. I knew this was going to come up at some point on Tinfoil Tuesday. If you missed this, a VP of, internet... Wait, what is it? It was a VP from Campbell's, but they work in, an IT division or something like that. They don't work on the actual, production stuff. They work at Campbell's, but they do not work in the actual production of the food whatsoever. Got caught, thank you, cybersecurity, was on microphone or camera or something saying like, I don't eat Campbell's, it's disgusting slop for poor people, it's made like there's 3D printed chicken in it. Like, total fucking nonsense. Don't get me wrong, like, Campbell's probably doesn't use actual chicken cutlets. Like, they might do what McDonald's does with their McNuggets, and they might make like a slurry, you know, like a homogeneous whatever out of chicken and then cut it into chunks, which maybe that's what he's referring to. But a lot of conspiracy theorists have taken this to mean they're literally printing like fake chicken, which doesn't make any sense economically. It costs far more money to print. Like, there's been tests where they print artificial meat, right? So that's in theory a thing. It's not something that's ready to be mass produced, though, because it's so prohibitively expensive still. It isn't scalable currently. So your can of chicken noodle soup would cost like $30 or something if it was made with 3D printed chicken. Anyway.
Oh, Campbell's soup. There you go. That's what it was. Just came to me. That could quite possibly be 3D printed chicken. Oh, man. It's just disgusting. Disgusting. You figure of all fucking things, you could at least buy a fucking can or a can of soup without having something fucked with. It's unbelievable. They want to kill us. That's all they want.
Super mad about a thing that's not even true. But if you're really concerned about it, you're aware you can like go buy chicken and like bouillon cubes. It's not like there's never been easier. If you're in the United States, it's never been easier. I mean, the economic times right now, put a little caveat on that. But I'm talking in terms of like availability. You can go get chicken stock and chicken and some vegetables and throw it in a pot and cook it. You can make your own goddamn soup. You're not beholden to the Campbell's Soup Corporation to eat soup.
To do, or they want to get you sick. They want to.
Didn't the rant also end up with him being racist against Indian people? I think so.
Keep you sick. Look at this hospital over here. This hospital has put millions of dollars in one section, and that's the cancer section. Okay? White Plains Hospital.
What?
Another.
Yeah, like, I think the stat is, I don't know what it is currently, but last I heard, I think the stat is like 50% of people will develop cancer at some point in their lifetime. Maybe it was 30%. It's a lot. It's an unfortunate thing, and there's a reason that people talk about cancer the way that we do, because we all pretty much know someone who has dealt with it or have dealt with it themselves, and it's like a really tragic thing that people deal with in their lives. Hopefully someday we find better ways to combat it. I know there's research into using like mRNA therapies in order to combat it, and I hope that goes well. But yeah, cancer's a scary thing that comes with being a living being with dividing cells, and it's scary, and it's sad. It's not a conspiracy. Peep Lord with 29 months says, sorry, just dropped in. Are we talking about Campbell's, the small arms familial defense manufacturer? You know, the soup people. Very similar.
Section. Another cancer section. Okay? You think cancer's going away anytime soon? Negative. Negative. There will.
I mean, it would be nice, but probably not. Again, hopefully we'll have more effective treatments.
Will never, ever, ever be a cure that comes.
Brain Squid says, hey, I found this scammer yesterday. This is an 8-hour seminar he did. He claims to be able to cure anything. Might be a fun tinfoil spotlight. Skip to 1:05 of the first video to get the voiceover. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. 1:05.
Footage was kept.
Oh, this is gonna scratch my, like, VHS itch, too. Listen to that music and the fucking editing. It's beautiful.
Video footage was captured live at a rare Dr. Schultz public appearance. Dr. Schultz was told that without open heart surgery, he would be dead by age 20. Instead, he healed himself of his life-threatening heart deformity and of other incurable...
He healed himself of a heart deformity. I'm gonna press X on that one.
...injuries. He then made it his life's work to help others have healing miracles too. Over 50,000 people worldwide have followed Dr. Schultz's natural healing programs.
Oh, look at him. He's got
Many have healed themselves of so-called killer and incurable diseases.
He's got the gesticulation of Adolf Hitler. Like I'm not calling him Hitler. I'm just saying, you know, like for anyone who's like a history person, you know how Hitler like took photographs of him doing different gesticulation to like see how it looked during his speeches because he was very particular about it. There are photos of this out there if you don't know what I'm talking about, where Hitler would just do poses to see what his different gesticulations looked like. And I feel like this guy did the same thing. He's very specific on where he's putting his hands. Quillis Rayleys, thanks for following. Welcome.
Because his patients dared to heal themselves.
Dr. Schultz is obsessed with bowel movements.
Of cancer, AIDS, diabetes, arthritis.
Diabetes!
Heart disease, Alzheimer's, and...
Oh yeah, I'm definitely saving this. Saved! Thank you very much. We'll definitely do a tinfoil spotlight on this at some point. That'll be fun. That'll be an all-day stream, or cut into 2 parts, I guess. Anyway, back to Chris.
Comes out for any fucking thing, anything, ever. It's a business. It's a corporation. It's
once again, Chris, in most developed nations, it's not a private business. You are so America-centric, you don't even understand you're talking about something that is a very American problem, and you're acting as though it is global. In most modern functional countries, healthcare is not considered a commodity like this. It's sick. It's wrong. It creates incredible perverse incentive structures. It's fucked up. But again, it's not a global conspiracy. It's an America capitalism problem. Doesn't understand their problem is capitalism on the bingo card.
Something that is going to never be cured. What is the point? We had home remedies already for most of this shit. You didn't have to go under...
I'm sorry, did you just say we had home remedies for cancer? No!
Something that is going to never be cured. What is the point?
What's the point of treating an illness if it'll never be cured? Because you can still treat something. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And people do go into remission. What do you like, why treat a disease if we can't prevent anyone from getting it in the future? Like, imagine saying this about anything else. Oh, there was a car accident over there. Should we get those guys an ambulance? It's not going to stop future people from getting into a car accident, so we'll just let them rot. Like, that's effectively what he's saying. This is insane.
We had home remedies already for most of this shit.
No, we didn't.
You didn't have to go under chemo, or you didn't have to do all of this stuff.
And you would just die. You would just die, Chris. You would just die.
That costs thousands of dollars and makes doctors...
I feel like a lot of people live in a weird hyper reality where they forget that, like, the only thing keeping most of us alive is modern civilization and the highly interlinked system of, like, trade agreements and, like, educated individuals keeping stuff running. I really think it is such an alien concept to so many people that if society were to ever, like, even hiccup and things would shut down for a month, innumerable people would die. Like, it's just... I really don't think people understand at all how much we are dependent upon one another and, like, global trade networks. This is insane.
Millions of dollars. Why do you think they would spend multi-million-dollar to put a multi-million-dollar structure on a hospital when hospitals 50, 60, 70 years ago were the size of a little school? You know what
Because they were less effective back then. Hydrate will do.
I'm talking about? Now they're like...
Let's take a look at the mortality rate back then for cancers versus now, and I'll give you an answer, Chris.
These gigantic things, because it's a business, okay? That's all it is.
The population has also exploded a lot since the 1950s, by the way. Just for the record.
Medical.
And our ability to detect cancer early on, as well as a variety of other diseases.
Business.
There's a lot more preventative health care than there was back in the day.
That's why you're getting all these new companies that are taking over the old companies. It used to just be medical groups. Now it's corporations. Okay. My doctor was part of a medical group, but they squashed that. I'm not going to go into specifics with the names, but they squashed that. They now turned it into a corporation where you're only allowed to have 15 minutes per patient. I don't even think it's that. I think it's like 10 minutes per patient.
Okay, so does he understand that that's private interest fucking this up?
You know what my doctor said? My doctor said, fuck you, I'm out of here, retired. Bye-bye. I'm not going to take my practice into a corporation. No, thank you, and I don't blame him.
Bittergrin with 100 bits says, thoughts and prayers for whoever had to deal with Chris yesterday.
I don't blame him one little bit. Fortunately, I knew the guy for 20, 30 years, and now I'm without a primary doctor, but I'll have to find somebody who's independent. And they're around, you just got to look.
Oh, is he going to say something racist? Chris reminds me enough of my dad that I'm 30% that he's going to say something racist about non-white doctors. Let's find out.
Okay. Everybody's going through this here in New York.
Oh, he didn't. Good.
Because they're solely...
My dad is racist, and he would really like to point out anytime he had a new doctor that was non-white, and then he'd do an accent, because my dad's racist.
Taking over everything in New York.
Chris has done similar things to that before, so I thought he might do that. But good.
York, and it stretches all the way to California. Most of these companies are coming from California, and they're now trying to take over New York at this point.
Sorry I have a dad like that. I don't anymore. I haven't talked to him in years. He can go fuck himself.
And, I mean, they already have, so there you go. But my point is, with these diseases and all of this shit, they can't even cure the common cold. But they did come up with a vaccine.
I'm sorry, did you just say that they could cure the... Oh, no, he's saying they couldn't cure the common cold. There's actually a reason for that, Chris. The common cold isn't one disease. It's an entire, like, class of diseases called rhinoviruses. So you can't have, like, one cure for it. That's not how any of it works.
Didn't they? Real quick. And you see how well that worked.
Yes, it's worked really well. It's so frustrating to me listening to these anti-vaxxers who spend all their time in their little conspiracy theorist echo chambers talking as if they have ever been vindicated about their anti-vax stuff. Like, you listen to them and it's like they're from a different reality because they'll be like, haha, we sure showed those vaccinated people. And it's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They talk like everyone who's been vaccinated is dead. It's crazy.
Yeah, it did well. Huh?
Oh, wait. This button.
We told you. Nobody listened to us.
People with 50 bits says, I looked up Hitler's photos. I've had this hypothesis for... Oh, whatever this is going to be. It's going to be terrible, isn't it? I've had this hypothesis for a couple years now, and according to my research, Bubba memes, their weird campaign, and contemporaneous polling, I now 100% believe that my hypothesis is correct. If the right person in the right setting could single-handedly collapse all of MAGA by looking into a camera on national television and calling Trump the F-slur. I don't think so. I really don't. I know you're just making a joke, but no.
That's fine. That's fine. I just drifted off. Fucking shit. Oh, okay. Back to Thanksgiving. So you're going to hear kind of like things like Biden did a better job than Trump.
Is he really doing this?
These things.
He did. Fun fact. You don't even need to like Biden for that, by the way.
And put him aside. Okay? Like, turn your ears off. I know it's going to be difficult. Until you hear all the bullshit that is going to happen tomorrow. 1 hour. That's all I ask, guys.
I like that Chris wants everyone to shut up and listen to his inane ramblings on Flat Earth, but the second anyone tries to say something to him that he doesn't want to hear, he gets, like, unreasonably frustrated and angry about it. It's so narcissistic. It's like he thinks he's the main character of reality and everyone should just talk about what he wants to talk about and listen to how genius he is and everyone else should shut up. That's like what Chris's thought on reality is.
1 hour of your time to just relax. Don't say anything, okay? Don't do anything.
Chris, I think your family would really appreciate this. You're acting as though you're doing this for your benefit. Your family would love it. Shut up.
Don't argue. Just have patience. It's going to be over soon. Don't worry. Okay? Don't.
Is it a rhino or a unicorn onesie? Neither. It is a triceratops. This part keeps flapping down, so it's a little hard to tell sometimes. There we go.
Don't worry. Everything will be all right. I know what else you're going to have to sit through. You're going to have to sit through stupid things like, how do you think the coach is doing in the baseball Jets, whatever the fuck it is? How do you think he's doing? Stupid things like that.
Chris, let people have their...
Trump, he's a fascist.
Let people have their fucking sports. Who cares? I don't like sports either, but, like, I understand people have interests, and sports is a big one. Just be normal.
Stupid things like this, you know? Oh, I feel so bad for the illegal families that are being detached.
Okay. This is gonna upset me unreasonably. Maybe reasonably, I guess, given the circumstances. At least it'll make me feel less bad for Chris, so maybe that's a good thing.
And broken up. Dumb things like that.
Why is that dumb, Chris? Why is having empathy for your fellow man dumb? Maybe you're just evil. Maybe you're just evil.
Silly things. Things like, wow, did you see Artemis? Yeah, they're taking off. They just delayed a couple of months. That's all. Maybe a year at best. But Artemis is taking off, okay? We are going to the moon. We are going to sit on the moon and have a Coors Light on the moon, okay? Don't worry. We'll hook up the tube to the helmet. Oh, yeah, we had those things back in the 80s. They had the helmet thing. Remember that thing? You put two beers right up on the top. You had tubes coming out. Yeah, that's the same thing with the, I'm sure that, you know, NASA's bringing in so much money. I'm absolutely certain that
NASA's budget is not high. They act like it's so high. It is not high. Its historical high was back during the space race.
Can come up with something gizmo like that on their spacesuit. So all you have to do, you don't have to open the spacesuit up, even though they're not in any vacuum or anything like that. But to make it look like, you know, Hollywood stuff, you just put the two beers right here. You just put the tubes in, get your helmet on, you're good to go. Don't worry. Pokes a hole in the bottom of it. You see, these are ideas that NASA's coming up with. They're working really hard. Okay, they are working very hard on the ISS.
Is it weird that the thing I'm looking most forward to when we actually do go back to the moon, or anyone going back to the moon, is Chris's response? He's gonna be absolutely hysterical, right? Like, he's gonna come into that video screaming. Like, there's gonna be nothing but just noise. Words, 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 and noise. It's gonna be so bad.
All of these ideas are being generated on the ISS. Don't you understand this? Bullshit! Stupid things like this that you'll have to listen to, okay? Ridiculous things like how tides happen. By the moon, of course. You know, now if that comes up in a conversation at the Thanksgiving table, you might.
Does the mechanics of how tides work come up at Thanksgiving dinner a lot?
Want to interject a little bit. I don't know how. I don't know how, but you know, there's just like there's so much you can't do. You know what I'm talking about?
Do flat earthers believe in a flat moon? They actually, Chris, this guy here, doesn't believe the moon is an object at all. He thinks it's like a light. He thinks it's like a projection, or it's just visual. He doesn't think you can land on it. He does not think it's real.
You can't.
He doesn't think it's material.
You can't say anything.
He doesn't think the moon has mass.
At this point, and that's why I'm not allowed out anymore. All right, I can't go out anymore because the conversations that I listen to of people outdoors in restaurants and just everyday shit.
If you're just like, unironically, if you're just walking around all day listening to the conversations of strangers and you're just like upset that they're just like talking about stuff, Like, you need help. I don't say that as an insult or a joke. Far from it. I think Chris needs so much help. He needs something because he's clearly super depressed. He hates everyone and everything that isn't his own ego. Sucks. Filming in car on the bingo card, correct.
They're like totally pointless.
Artemis 2
Totally, why?
Artemis 2 is supposed to go to the moon on February 5th, 2026. Is that supposed to be manned or is that an unmanned mission?
What are you even talking about? Why are you discussing football, baseball? Who cares?
And flat Earth, yes.
Let's talk about flat Earth, okay? Let's talk about how much money is being taken out of your pocket on a daily basis. Let's talk about all the bullshit that they're telling you that you're looking at in the fucking sky when we're nothing but stationary, not moving, covered with something. We don't know. We're covered with something. I'm beginning to think it's not.
First manned Artemis mission, no landing? Okay. I can tell Chris is already going to be like, well, they didn't even land. They went all the way to the moon and they didn't land. I can hear it right now in my head. I can already, why did they go to the moon? They didn't land because they can't land because there's no moon. That's exactly what he's going to say. Not verbatim, but basically that's what he's going to say. Calling it now.
I don't know. I'm thinking it's more of
What about sky is fake? Yeah, for the moon thing.
Technology will never understand. There's a reason why they don't go anywhere near that. You know, that barrier show. Let's just call it for now, for shits and giggles, a barrier, okay? But it could be some sort of magnetic barrier. Pardon my French. And it could...
I'm confused.
Magnetic barrier. Pardon my French.
Does he think that misspeaking is the time when you say pardon my French? Because usually it's like when you swear.
And it could...
Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe people do it when they misspeak. I don't know.
That water is definitely up there. But I don't know. I think it's a material we'll never understand. I mean, I know they...
We'll never... Water, fire, air, and earth. Fucking magnets. How do they work? We know how magnets work. We know how magnets work, you goddamn idiot. You idiot. We know how magnets work. I'm fine. Hannah puts head and hands on the bingo card.
Say they take pieces off of something in Antarctica and they call it sky ice, something like that. But who knows if that's true? You know what I'm saying? Can we go out there and check it out ourselves? No, we can't. Can we have a conversation with any of these people that are out there for years or 6 months or whatever it may be? No, we can't. Okay? They're ticking away. These people you'll never be able to get an interview with. You know? So during your Thanksgiving dinner, when the pie finally makes it to the table and the coffee's running like water, remember one thing, guys. You made it through another Thanksgiving without saying anything. Good for you. Okay? Good for you. You got by with all the nonsense and all the bullshit you're going to hear tomorrow.
Chris, the nonsense at your Thanksgiving is coming from you.
Oh, your granddaughter. She's doing such a grand job. She's got a master's degree. Oh,
Once again, I think Chris is largely propelled in his, mission of conspiracy by his inadequacy or his self-perceived inadequacy compared to other people, and he rejects it by saying, I'm not just a guy who drives a van for a living. And let me be clear, I don't think there's anything wrong with driving a van for a living. I think what he does is a perfectly respectable job. He's the one that I think has an issue with it. I think he wanted more. I think he's unhappy with his life. And I think instead of, taking stock and making some changes or whatever, I think he just gets mad and decides he has failed in life by his own metrics because everyone else is stupider than him and he's secretly so smart that he just is not understood by anyone. He just is too smart for this world. It's kind of wild.
He's so smart.
He sounds so miserable. Why would you want to be mad at a successful granddaughter? Because I think he thinks it's a zero-sum game. I think he thinks if other people are succeeding, it means he's failing.
Get ready for it. It's coming. It's coming right around the corner. That's why I cook. I'm in the kitchen. That's right. That's where I am. I listen.
I don't think I want any food cooked by Chris. I would start to be concerned that he thinks that, like, the minimum internal temperature for poultry recommended by the government is a psyop, and he's gonna, like, cook it to, like, 120, and he's gonna call it a day, and we're all gonna shit our brains out for a week.
I'm a sideliner guy, you know. I listen, but I don't say anything. I can hear. I come in, pop in, eat a little bit, and then go back into the kitchen, get everything ready. See, that's my line. That's how I that's how I deal with it. And I've been doing that for years. It seems to work for me. You got to find something that's going to work for you, especially if this is your first year as a flat earther, or this is your first holiday as a flat earther. It should be fun. But remember, it took you months to figure this out. This is not something you are going to tell people in a quick period of time while you're having a piece of pie and a cup of coffee. It's not possible. It can't be done. Ideas can be thrown out there, small ideas, tidbits. You know, you feel like you're moving? I don't. You know, we giggle it off. You know, I don't. You know, something like that. You know, I mean, you know, throw it in there. You know, just like that guy, I forgot what it was a teacher or a professor. He was being interviewed by Fox News or something like that. He would throw in flat Earth and it would just right over their head. They wouldn't even hear it. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know, you might want to try that, but that's something you're going to really have to get a hang of before you start throwing that bomb in there. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. Let me be a part of your life. I'll touch base with you sometime, maybe tomorrow.
I don't think he's going to make it another 10 years if he keeps it up like this. His blood pressure has got to be nuts. Let's take a look at the bingo card real quick. Oh, Just a Peach with $1 tip says, I can talk to people who work at NASA on Sundays. I could call and interview the people who do public relations in person because I live in an area that they are, unlike him. I don't think he would like that. I think he would consider it to be engaging with liars, would be my guess. Flat Earth, recording in car. Idiot says they're a genius. What else have we had? Do 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 do. Anything else? It felt like we had more. Sky is fake, yep, for the moon thing. Anything else? The level of Harold Ebbelman says, I remember when a family member picked a fight with a dad one holiday for having a hat from somewhere abroad because he was envious of never having left the country. What? Doesn't understand their problem is capitalism. Hannah puts head in hands. Think that's it. I don't think we had scientism or protective programming yet. Oh, this is kind of funny. This is a conspiracy theorist that thinks chemtrails are a conspiracy. But to be clear, I don't mean they believe in chemtrails. I mean they think that the conspiracy theory of chemtrails is a conspiracy theory. Ouroboros? Perhaps.
Alright, this is an interesting video. We're gonna take...
Can I prove the sky is real and not made out of blue cotton candy? Yes, I can't eat it. Boom. Checkmate. Roasted.
a look at some hints and clues that chemtrails are 100% fake. They are some kind of deception. So chemtrails supposedly...
We've almost circled back around. We've almost circled back around. Does Hannah still do atheist stuff? Occasionally I'll cover, like, old Bible man stuff or, like, religious or cult propaganda. It's just not my main thing anymore.
first started popping up in 1997.
Lennon Cat with 40 bits says if it were made from cotton candy, it would melt when it rains. Checkmate. True.
We are almost 30 years later. And who is the person that influenced you or started educating you on the whole chemtrail thing? And that would be Alex Jones, which is...
Alex Jones did not invent the chemtrail conspiracy. Like, I'm happy if this guy doesn't believe it, I guess. But Alex Jones didn't invent it. He may have helped propagate it in the 21st century.
The greatest disinformant or...
I will say, this is kind of funny. I've been watching Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He has a newer show called Pluribus, and in the first episode, there are chemtrails and an mRNA thing. I'm not going to get too into it, but I'm surprised that it hasn't come up with any conspiracy theorists yet, because the first episode very explicitly shows chemtrails being used to infect people. I don't want to get too much into it. I don't want to spoil it for you if you watch it, but it's kind of funny.
Whatever that controlled opposition guy ever. It was so much fun back in the day when they're coming for your guns. They're going to take you to a FEMA camp. Oh my gosh, I better go load up on guns. And oh my gosh, I better go get prepared. They're going to crash the system. They're spraying, they're raining things down on you. They're chemtrails. They're going to kill you with the chemtrails, blah, blah,
Did
blah.
he call Alex Jones Alexa? I didn't catch that. He might think Alex Jones is secretly trans.
Okay, so this guy...
Harold Elbleman says, Hannah, do you have a name for when a conspiracy theorist is right for the wrong reasons like this? My dumbest uncle did something similar yesterday. Had a whole thing with a cousin regarding the Witch of Endor against ChatGPT. Is this where we are? I didn't intervene in any of this biblical shit all day, but it looked like a desperate MLM salesman going one-to-one around the family and mostly striking out. I don't have a name for it, but we should coin one. I'll think about it. If anyone has any options,
his job is
let me know, and I will consider it. But I'll have to think about it.
To deceive you. His job, he gets paid a lot of money to misdirect you and deceive you. And let's take a look at some hints and clues that chemtrails are a big hoax. They are a hoax, all right?
Yeah, broken clock syndrome wouldn't be bad. It's not necessarily specific to conspiracies, though. Boomerang theorist, that's not bad. That's okay.
So, first of all, after 30 years of being rained on with supposedly aluminum and barium and other toxic chemicals, you would start to see little, dandelions or little ladybugs, tiny little insects would start to die. There'd be little missing fur or, cancerous agents all over these poor little tiny critters.
Are they talking about the mange thing? I know a while back there were some pictures of rodent, like chipmunk, squirrel, rodents and stuff that people had taken pictures of, and they were like, oh, they have a zombie virus, and they have mange. I don't know if it's just like people from states where they don't see wild animals a lot or aren't familiar with mange, but a lot of people don't recognize it. And thought it was zombie stuff.
No one.
Oh, was it not mange? It was a fungal infection? Either way, you see animals fucked up sometimes, because nature is brutal.
Harm, no one.
Hey, I can't give a duck. How's it going?
Is being damaged, but I do believe we are being deceived. So another hint and clue that chemtrails are a big hoax is that the criminal elite would not ever allow their spoiled brat rich kids or offsprings to be rained down with toxic chemicals or aluminum or whatever, not going to happen. No, what they are going to do is deceive all the brainwashed dollar slaves into believing that they are being rained on with, harmful chemicals, etc., because this is the devil's season of deception, and his job is to trick you and deceive you.
Just for fun, not even with any clear end goal. He's just a tricky guy like that. Satanic on the bingo card.
And you've got these super awesome, wonderful people that enjoy helping the devil deceive all nations. They want...
Accidentally based for hating these people. I'll give him that, sure.
You to believe that this toxic chemical artificial food is, hey, it's good, it's okay to put this in your body.
I do want to point, I love that in these photos of the McDonald's, Robert Kennedy looks like he wants to die. He looks like he wants to take after his uncle so fucking bad. Look, he looks miserable.
Not only that, but they also have to smile, smile for that camera. These people just love to mock and disrespect the poor little brainwashed dollar slaves. So if I was a scumbag devil, the greatest achievement that I could accomplish would be to have a typical average person that has put toxic things in their body for the last 40, 50 years. The same year that they retire is the same year they are diagnosed with cancer and they start their chemotherapy and they are dead in 6 months later. That would be the greatest achievement if I was a scumbag devil. And I do believe the Fortune 500 companies are deliberately helping the devil deceive.
They're not deliberately any... The lack of understanding of unmotivated systems and how capitalism incentivizes companies to just put stuff out as cheaply as possible to make the most profit frustrates me. They're not trying to poison you. If there's anything in your food that's not good for you, they're doing it because it's a preservative and it's cheap or something. They're not going, ah, we'll kill all our customers. They're going, we want to sell people a product. We want to make it something they want to eat again and again, so it's going to be like super salty or super sugary, so they get like addicted to it and they really want it because it makes their brain go burr. We want stuff that's going to last long on the shelf so it doesn't have to get thrown out a bunch, so we're going to put a bunch of preservatives in it. We're going to make it appealing with all sorts of coloring or whatever. Like any of these things that they're complaining about with like quote-unquote artificial stuff in food, it's capitalism. This is not them trying to murder you, you fucking idiot. They just want your money, and putting out cheap slop is the easiest way to do it. That's why regulation is important. So frustrated. Caesar Bishop with 3 months says, really needed this stream today. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
The masses. That is why, it took me a while to start understanding. You go into a convenience store, they do not offer you, raw juices. They do not offer any real pure nutrition.
Have you never been to like a Whole Foods? Maybe less these days since Amazon bought it. It's turning more and more into like a typical supermarket, but like you can go get fucking raw juice if you want. What are you talking about? You can make your own juice. Did you know you can make your own juice? You take a fruit and you squeeze it and you get that juice. You can get that juice. Get that juice.
It is, phosphoric acid, processed soda pop. It's just garbage. That is the devil's design. That is his
Then don't drink it.
Will.
No one's putting a gun to your head and saying, drink this Coke Zero.
Now, some other hints and clues about the whole chemtrails are 100% fake. I know a 97-year-old lady that can drive herself to the grocery store, and she has allegedly been rained on for the last 30 years from these toxic, chemtrails.
Wouldn't that apply to your conspiracy theory, too, about the food? Presumably she's been eating her entire life, or is there going to be a caveat here that she only eats raw vegetables or something?
I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to say that what you are looking at is a Illuminati hoax.
Illuminati on the bingo card. Okay, he didn't even mention it. So what, she just doesn't eat then? That also falsifies the thing you said.
They have some kind of simple technology where long-lasting fog, you understand, they might be...
Oh my god, it's contrails. You don't even need a conspiracy to explain it. It's a natural phenomena.
Be able to condense the air, break down...
Wouldn't it be cool if planes just already did that? They do.
Molecules, it's some kind of long-lasting fog, and there are powerful criminals that are helping the devil deceive all nations that are laughing at the conspiracy community when it comes to chemtrails. Okay, no little critters are dying, no one is getting cancer on their skin, no abnormal. I'm telling you all the truth. Put two and two together. You are being tricked and deceived when it comes to chemtrails. That is the devil's job, to deceive you, and I do believe chemtrails is a part of the deception.
Yeah, we can call that psyop on the bingo. Let me add that real quick. Psyop on the bingo card. Boop.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 25th. It's November. It's the year 2025. And, of course, that's all debatable. We don't know what time it is. We don't know what day it is. We don't know what year it is. But
we don't know what year it is because it's a construct. The date and time are constructs. Like, they correlate to physical phenomena. But the number we call the year is just something we all agree on, for the record. It's not something they can hide from you. Different cultures literally have different calendars.
what we do know...
Oh, chemtrails on bingo. Yes, of course.
Is that we are literally living in the end of the Bible right now. We are living in Revelations, and the strong delusion...
Revelation, singular.
Delusion hasn't come yet, but it's coming, and it's manifesting all around us. So... in this video, I'm going to show you a documentary that costs $20 that you can watch on my BitChute channel for free, because I pulled it down last night and got it for you all, because you need to...
Hey guys, I committed a little bit of light copyright infringement for y'all. They charged me $20 and I stole it, and now I'm going to give it to you. Okay.
Watch this. And I'm going to use some of Call for an Uprising's video because watch...
Oh, no! We're probably going to have to skip this. Marcel Paul with a 35-stream streak says, no, years are physical objects. They grow on calendar trees.
In his video yesterday, I saw what he put in there, and it inspired me to use it because I have to. It is what it is. It isn't stealing anybody's material. It's literally getting the information out as quickly as possible.
Right, by stealing it. Like, I don't really care, man. I'm not a cop. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't work for the MPAA. Like, it's the MPA now. I don't care. But don't pretend what you're doing is, like, not stealing. Come on.
Now, me and Call for an Uprising are in a very similar situation. He got his main channel back, 500 plus subscribers, and he can't crack 50,000 views.
500,000 plus, not 500 plus, 500,000 plus. Call got his channels back.
I've got 147,000 on just this one channel. All 5 of my backup channels, I have over 300,000 subscribers, but I can't crack 20,000 views.
Getting about 10% of your subscribers to view a video if you post every day, isn't that crazy? Like, Call for an Uprising sometimes posts multiple videos a day. This guy posts a lot. If you're a, like, consistent, persistent streamer or YouTuber and you post almost daily, 10% of your subscribers watching any given video is not that crazy.
So understand.
There's a lot of variation there, mind you, but this is just like, as someone who's been doing YouTube my whole adult life, that's about right for a lot of people. Now, if you put things out very rarely, the ratio is going to be quite a bit different. But if you're like a daily uploader or even a weekly uploader, that's not crazy for some people.
On my channel, on Call for an Uprising's channel, when you're watching it and commenting and interacting, it's all being fed to the AI, and that's just all there is to it. But in this video, I'm going to show you some things that are absolutely crazy, and I had something come to me, and I can't let it go. And I'm going to try to explain it the best I possibly can. So, first, I want to remind you about a tweet that Elon Musk was posting and all the MAGA people were posting back in November of 2024, 1 year ago today.
Bill Gates.
Posting on November 5th.
Yeah, I can't do the call bits, at least. I'm not touching that.
I had a dream, and I've had reading that. So yeah, if you didn't know, Trump
uses AI on the bingo card.
Elon, they were all retweeting that particular video. That video is insane. That's not what any normal grown presidential figure posts. That's a warning, and the warning is coming to pass. I've had a dream. No, I'm just saying. I had a dream, and I've had this thought stuck in my head.
You couldn't, for the past 10 plus years, have listened to anything Donald Trump said and been realized he's a deranged idiot? Like, it took that? Okay.
I'm going to try to explain it as succinctly as I can, and it all ties into this stuff. But first, let me explain this new documentary that's out. $20 to rent it so you can watch it. But this is what you're looking at right here.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are
Oh, it's some alien thing.
absolutely not alone. Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I've worked on highly classified UAP programs. 28 years as an astrophysicist. I served as the...
Harvard scientists are warning that a staple in the American diet could be linked to soaring dementia rates. Every day, millions of Americans are unknowingly eating foods that have been linked to rapid memory decline. Harvard research warns against an American...
Fourth Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
The one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified...
Is called copyright striking people, threatening to murder me, actually, so...
aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government...
We get it. It's a documentary about aliens. We can skip the rest, because I'm a little afraid about the copyright on it.
Their government...
No government.
The truth.
Today...
So that entire documentary is up right now on my BitChute channel. I'll leave a link below. Go over and watch it before it's gone. I tried to post it on YouTube, and it just didn't work out. But in the first...
Yeah, that's because it's copyright infringement, you fucking idiot. It just didn't work out. Can't imagine why.
First 2 minutes of this...
Again, like, I'm not a cop. I'm not here I don't really give a shit. But it is, like, wild, him talking as if he doesn't even understand why what he's doing is considered not cool.
Hour 48-minute long documentary, they go after the Christians. Christians say the Bible that this couldn't happen, this, that, and the other thing. But they say it could be UFOs, aliens could be from, they could be humans that broke off of the tree, and they could be time travelers, or they could be this, or they could be that, but they never once say that they're interdimensional, which every single solitary expert, real expert that looked into this.
Every real expert that I made up in my head says that they're from other dimensions. Obviously, that would be credible. The tinfoil tunnel vision, some of the theorists get is interesting to me, where they will think that their particular special interest conspiracies are completely rational, and in fact, you're really smart if you know them, but anything outside of their particular narrow interest is, like, stupid, and you're an idiot. It's kind of funny.
Jacques Vallée, etc., said these are interdimensional beings, period. Every single solitary time. And the strange thing is
dimensions beyond our own on the bingo card.
This entire documentary got me thinking. You couple that with the Dark MAGA Assemble video that Musk, Trump, all the MAGA people were putting out, that insane, creepy, psychedelic death video. You put that all together, and I really started thinking here. You watch the documentary, they explain that these UFOs, etc., they must use tremendous power. Well, here's the deal. They're setting us up because there's no way in the world that any of those people are whistleblowers. You got Marco Rubio right there, the National Security Advisor. This video was put out by the CIA, this documentary, and in true corporate style, they're telling you the truth, kind of, and charging you for it. These are fallen entities straight up and down, and I think the data centers are nothing more.
Weirdly, I think him saying that the CIA produced that documentary is like the most likely conspiracy I've ever heard him say. I'm not saying it's true, I'm not even saying it's necessarily likely, but like the CIA has funded shit before, and the government has explicitly used UFO stuff to cover up like them testing experimental aircraft. So yeah, I could see it. I don't necessarily have any evidence of it though, so I wouldn't say it.
More than part of Project Bluebeam. They need massive amounts of power to A, open portals, B, power their holographic illusions in the sky, or C, use them to
Project Bluebeam on the bingo card.
Power their alien spacecraft, the stuff that they have on Earth. They have the chariots of the gods. They have what was here before the flood. God flooded the earth to get rid of all of this stuff. And Jesus said in Genesis,
why would God need to flood the earth? If you think God is omnipotent, couldn't he just snap his fingers and it would all be gone and he wouldn't need to flood the earth?
As in the days of Noah, so it will be again when the Son of Man returns. Well, you want to hear what's crazy about that? Trump just...
Chariots of the Gods is a reference to what?
Just signed a bill called the Genesis Mission. The Genesis Mission, where nobody can stop the progression of AI. No,
if you have a better way to bring Spock back from the dead, I'd love to hear it.
Matter what. And the entire documentary, they're like, we're making it so that everyone will have food and medical care and this, that, and the other thing. It's a complete and utter lie. These people have lied to us the entire time about absolutely everything. They don't care about your health. They don't care about ET technology or fallen angel technology falling into the...
Here's a link to the Chariots of the Gods thing. Chariots of the Gods, Unsolved Mysteries of the Past, German, Erinnerungen an die Zukunft und Geldstut, Rastel der Vergangenheit, Memoirs of the Future, is a book written in 1968 by Erich von Däniken and translated from the original German by Michael Herron. It involves the hypothesis that the technologies and religions of many ancient civilizations were given to them by ancient astronauts who were welcomed as gods. Oh, ancient aliens. Okay, makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I get it. He's orbiting. I like when people remember little phrases and stupid ideas I came up with and say them back at me. That's good.
The wrong hands, because they are the wrong hands. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I had so much I wanted to go over in this video that I was taking notes all day so I wouldn't forget. But think about it. These data centers run on NVIDIA power chips. Now,
power chips? NVIDIA power chips. Here's a man who's very familiar how the world works. NVIDIA power chips. They're GPUs! They're GPUs. They don't provide power, they use power. They're... Oh.
If you know anything about computers, okay, in order to play virtual reality, to play the best video games where you get consumed into the game, you have to have a massive NVIDIA chip. All these data centers, all they are is just miles and miles and miles of NVIDIA computer chips. You see what I'm saying? You see in the correlation? These things are sucking up all the power. What does CERN do? CERN does the exact same thing. These are like mini CERNs that are going to allow them to literally...
Well, that's not what CERN does. I'm sure CERN has servers, don't get me wrong, to run a lot of their equipment. I'm sure they have tons of servers and computers, but just because you see a room full of servers and computers does not mean that every room of servers and computers serves the same function? What are you talking about?
Open up portals all over the world. Why do you think there's so many data centers? They're not doing this for anything other than to open the bottomless pit and bring hell to earth, period. I hope I'm explaining this the way I was hoping I was, but I doubt it.
Were you hoping it would sound insane? Because then, yes, you're doing a great job.
Elon Musk suddenly comes out saying he needs to block the sun. In their little video they put out last year...
I like that that's the same plan that Mr. Burns had that got him shot.
dark matter assemble, they talk about blocking out the sun. In order to do a holographic...
Oh, wait, no, that's not why he was shot. Although it was a red herring that's why he was shot. Anyway, we're not going to get into it. I like that I'm talking like it's still a mystery. Like I need to hide who shot Mr. Burns 35 years later. It was Maggie. Maggie shot Mr. Burns. How disappointing.
Project Bluebeam in the sky. The sky needs to be filled with barium, strontium, and aluminum. I looked that up 15 years ago and found the patent. I don't have...
Oh, you cannot say that, Ashley. I know you're telling a joke, but, like, you know you can't say that. Come on. I know you're making a joke, but you cannot type those words. You cannot type those words. All right.
Have it on me right this moment, but it is what it is. But I'll tell you what, I have never seen them spraying as flagrantly, as blatantly, and as often as they are right now, to the point where it's raining spiderweb type material from the sky again, and they're blocking out the sun. Nothing but the sun, period. And don't forget, they're still telling us that Atlas 3I is on its way any minute now. They're prepping us. They're priming us. I never thought I'd see the alien delusion in my lifetime, but it seems that it's coming, and this is all on the wings of Project Genesis. This is going to be multifaceted. There'll be holograms, there'll be real vehicles, and there will be things that will cause men's hearts to fail with fear. Think about that. I've been telling you that for years. In their lengthy documentary that has all sorts of people that are still completely attached to the government right now, this isn't a disclosure. This is them prepping you for what's coming. And I mean, they're prepping along every... no states can override the fact that we're going to put a data center there. It's going to use up all your water. It's going to use up all your electricity. And,
accidentally based on the bingo card. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, only frauds are saying 3i Atlas is aliens. It was identified as a comet within 24 hours of discovery. See, that's a problem for a lot of people because for people like this, they don't understand the difference between actual scientists and, like, grifters using science to grift off of conspiracy theorists. So when stuff gets proven wrong or goes away without anything, they just assume that science is bullshit instead of understanding they weren't listening to scientists, they were listening to hack frauds. But they don't know the difference. So they think that the dipshit, you know, on whatever YouTube show they're watching who might have a degree, but is using that degree, like the Loeb guy, I think, from Harvard, who is using his degree in order to make money off of idiots and conspiracy theorists. They don't understand that there's a difference between him and the institution of, like, science and astronomy and all the people working within it and their opinions.
don't forget, they still need to do the digital dollar and the digital ID. And every time I turn around, another state is adopting it. Another platform is adopting it. They're normalizing it right now. All they need is some sort of a crash. Some sort of a crash. You wake up and your entire bank account is at zero, and now you're at 100% the whim of the United States government or the corporations. Let's not...
I don't know how to break this to you. You're at the whim of whatever government has the most power at any given time, basically, anyway. That's just, like, life.
Even call them governments, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy that so many people think that we are the most amazing country in the world. We're Americans, but we are not the American government. We're not the one that start all these wars that we've never won. We haven't won a war since World War II, and we didn't even do that alone. We're the only country in the world to drop atomic bombs on anybody to end a war.
Oh, he doesn't think atomic bombs are real.
This just in, the war ended, and then we dropped the 2 bombs.
Oh shit, is this a conspiracy theorist that actually knows? I don't know how people know this. Americans are unaware that the Russians, like, took Berlin and the war was already, like, you know, I'm not going to get into a discussion about the use of the A-bombs. I just don't want to talk about it today. But, like, you would be shocked at the number of Americans who do not know anything about, like, the end of the war in regard to Russia's part in it because of Cold War stuff that still exists to this day.
Or firebomb them, whatever we actually did, because that's neither here nor there. But everything is picking up right now for a reason. These guys are ready. For whatever reason, they are ready, which is why they're just doing whatever they have to do. They do not care about Americans. D-Wave gave them 24/7 communications with fallen entities. AI, what they're presenting as AI, is allowing fallen entities to talk directly to human beings who are falling in love with them, and they use them all day long. And I just can't get enough of AI. And a ChatGPT tells me, I've never used any of these things. I don't know anything about them. Do you see what I'm saying? All while they're building these data centers that don't make any sense at all, except these are how they're going to pull off the false flag alien invasion. There will be aliens, but they won't be interstellar. They'll be interdimensional. They've been here a lot longer than we have, and they've been on the other side of
demons on the bingo card. We don't have just demons. We have aliens are demons, and he's not saying aliens are demons. He's saying AI is demons, so that's different.
the veil. Well, these guys have figured out a way to tear the veil. I believe everywhere these data centers are, they're going to be used to open portals to run the holographic things that we're going to see in the sky, because all of these things
what, the mice?
require massive amounts of energy, and data centers do exactly that. And they're also going to allow them to use their other dimensional looking chariots of the gods, things like TR-3Bs, which they show in their little documentary. But I'll tell you what, you better watch that documentary while you still can, because it's free. I paid so you didn't have to, because that's just...
Aliens did it? No, he's saying aliens are not real. He's saying there are no aliens, they're demons.
how I roll.
Actually, he's not even saying aliens are demons. He's saying there are no aliens and demons are AI. So he's not saying aliens are demons. He's saying aliens are AI and the government is going to fake aliens. So there are no aliens in this.
At any rate, be smart. Get your money out of the bank right now. Turn it into gold and silver and
Shilling on the bingo card.
Hide it, because they're coming. It's coming. This is crazy how fast this is all occurring, but it is occurring indeed. And a huge shout out to Sheena and John, subscribers I bumped into in Arkansas, and Sheena was nice enough to cook me 2 burritos. I appreciated that. They were delicious. At any rate, Richie from Boston, it's coming. Don't know what else to say. And for now, I'm out.
All Family Pharmacy. Go to All Family.
Let's see what's next. Oh, David Icke.
Now, when we bring this down into the
reptilians on the bingo card,
reptilian world, well, it gets interesting because we live in a society that is a expression of the reptilian brain. This man, Carl Sagan, a cosmologist, very famous, he wrote a book called The Dragons of Eden, in which he was looking at the effect of reptilian genetics on human behavior. And he said, you cannot, in effect, understand human behavior without understanding...
That wasn't his speciality, I want to point out. I like Carl Sagan, but he was like an astronomer. He was not a geneticist.
Understanding the reptilian aspect of all this. This part of the brain, known as the reptilian brain or the R complex to scientists, is so fundamental to human behavior. This genetic manipulation that the ancients talk about all over the world by the serpent gods locked us in through the reptilian brain because it connects into the hive mind of the reptilian species.
No, it's just what they call it. That's not literally...
Behind all these
not literally reptilian
pyramids of banking, medicine, religion, business, politics is the reptilian hive mind. It connects into all these control systems.
I do kind of like that illustration. That's pretty funny. Is that Obama? Is that Obama in the bottom left?
That run our society. And now let's look at the character traits of the reptilian brain. This is mainstream science, by the way.
No, you don't you're misrepresenting it. You're misrepresenting it.
From the reptilian brain, we get primitive and emotional responses. cold-blooded behavior, lack of empathy, if not balanced out by other parts of the brain, and territoriality, a desire to control, an obsession with hierarchical structures of power, aggression, might is right, winner takes all. And it is dominating our sense of reality and our reaction and responses to events and other people. This is the word that sums up the reptilian brain: survival. It doesn't think, it hasn't got the ability to think, it reacts. It's always scanning the environment for threats. The targeting of the reptilian brain and the constant triggering of it is what gives us this constant fear, this constant stress, worry that goes on in all areas of our lives. Will I meet the rent at the end of the month? Oh my God, will I lose my job? Oh my God. And the more that we can be put in fear, here we go, the more we operate in the reptilian brain. That's why we're constantly given reasons to fear and to be anxious. Be afraid, be very afraid. The big bad monster's coming as soon as we've invented him. Terrorism, global warming, swine flu. Constant reasons to fear.
Just cuts to applause. That's certainly a rhetorical tool. Just cut to applause after you're done talking. I know that he's at an actual conference, but the editing is very funny.
It's not just physical survival. It's survival of status, of power, of reputation, superiority, intellectual preeminence. Acquiescence to a hierarchy and authority is another aspect of the reptilian brain. I know my place. And you know, when you put information out that challenges the status quo view of scientists and academics, they react vehemently. Why? Because the reptilian brain's kicked in.
Or they don't like people making baseless claims.
Survival of their reputation, survival of their belief system. When you put out information that challenges people's religious beliefs, not you're saying you're wrong and all that stuff, you're just saying here's some information, which if it's true, that can't be right. They vehemently attack you. Why? Because the reptilian brain's kicked in, because the belief system is in danger of not surviving. Fear of money. Money is fundamentally reptilian brain.
Jade Monkey, thanks for a 3-stream streak.
Two polarities of it. One, fear of not surviving, fear of not having enough to pay the rent, to eat. And on the other hand, you can get so locked into the reptilian brain, and this is what the hybrid bloodlines do, that you equate...
Hybrid... How do I put this? Thinly veiled anti-Semitism on the bingo card. David Icke is like a big proponent of... He's a big reason why the reptilian stuff has become associated with, like, the JQ stuff. When he says hybrid bloodlines, he means Jewish people. He's an anti-Semitic shit, basically.
Survival with far more than is necessary to survive. So you get people, especially in these bloodline networks, who have got more money than they could spend in 100 lifetimes, but they get up with the sun every morning to go and earn bloody more. It's an obsession, it's an addiction, and it's connected to the reptilian brain, which fundamentally drives...
Nah, he didn't do scientism yet.
...our perception of reality. This is what becoming conscious brings us out of. Control of perception is the bottom line of this conspiracy. You know, I'm all for exposing 9/11s and banking scams and
9/11 out of nowhere on the bingo card.
Engineered wars, but this is the bottom line. And if we miss it, then we're going round in circles and we'll get nowhere. And in so many ways, this Avatar movie, I'm not saying Cameron symbolized it like this, I'm saying what it symbolized to me. The blue people who were in total harmony with everything else.
Not a fan of Avatar.
I'm saying to me...
Really don't like Avatar. You want to see my Blu-ray of it? I hate Avatar. Here's my copy of Avatar on 4K and Avatar The Way of Water. I still haven't seen it. I hate this movie. Anyway, Hannah mentions Blu-rays on the bingo card.
We are symbolic of humans as we were before the Predator came. And then the American troops with their high technology, let's kill people, we want these resources, so let's just go and get them and destroy everything to do so. They symbolize to me this reptilian intervention. And they even have, in the Avatar movie, of course, the concept of the possession of the blue people so that they could infiltrate.
Why hate just because it's lazy dances with wolves? I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, I will fully admit that a lot of the technology for the time the first one came out was really impressive. I remember being impressed at the time by the fidelity of the, like, computer-generated characters and environments. But it's just a bad story. It's just generic. The performances aren't that great. I don't know. Queen Pib, how's it going? Welcome, Raiders. I am Hannah Reloaded. I look at all sorts of conspiracy theorists and delusional people. We have a lot of fun. So definitely give a follow, because I think you'll like what you see. How was the stream, Pib? I hope it was good. Today we're doing Tinfoil Friday. If you want to get a bingo card, here's a link for it. We are doing bingo, and the first winner gets a free gift sub. So cool beans. Make sure you check out Queen Pib here on Twitch, by the way. Queen Pib is great. You're doing old Sonic stuff? Very fun. Just a Peach with a $1 tip says, very good review of Avatar. Thank you. Right now we're watching David Icke talk about why he thinks Avatar is about reptilians.
Their society while outwardly looking like they do and not being known to be who they are. These entities and their hybrid bloodlines, the Illuminati bloodlines, they think the takeover of humanity is almost complete. And when you look at it, it may seem to be that...
I think this was filmed about 15 years ago, so that's kind of funny. It's almost complete, but it's been 15 more years.
That's the case. They think the game is over. It's gone so far.
Hannah's a Tricerabottom today. I'm a Tricerabottom every day.
These people are in for the shock of their lives.
Just dressed like it today.
In the next few years. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bo Duran, thanks for following. If you want to read more... Ew, David Icke. All right, let's see what we're going to do next. But quick, let's take a look at the bingo card. What did we have? I know we had uses AI on the bingo card. Anything else? Lenin Cat with 40 bits says, the reptilian brains comes from the debunked triune brain hypothesis. It has a reptilian complex, paleomammalian complex, and a neomammalian complex. The name is because these parts of the brain are relatively larger in birds and reptiles, so they thought these dominated the minds of birds and reptiles. It was thought to control species' typical behavior like instincts. This is not true. It controls biological functions like keeping your heart beating and your lungs breathing. Oh, nice. Hannah mentions Blu-rays on the bingo card. Where do I have that one? There we go. 9/11 and thinly veiled anti-Semitism on the bingo card. Where do I put 9/11 on here? I always forget. 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. Well, there's thinly veiled anti-Semitism. 38 for 9/11. Illuminati. Reptilians. Alright, I think that catches us up, maybe. Oh, doesn't understand the scientific method. That's a fair one, I think. Alright, back to it. Let's see what we're doing next. Oh yeah, they did show Obama. So Obama on the bingo card. They love to blame Obama. Alright, what are next? Let's try this one.
The latest headline news story on the world stage is Donald Trump and telling a reporter aboard Air Force One during this news conference aboard the plane itself, tells her to be quiet, piggy. And again, this, for anybody that's awake, they'll know this is world stage theater.
The sexist geriatric asshole was geriatric and sexist and an a-hole? I'm shocked! It must be a conspiracy.
Meant to go down scripted with the select few from the media aboard this airplane. When it comes down to it, goes more than meets the eye. With this quote from very famous Freemason Manly P. Hall, it is said that
if I could wipe out anyone from history at this point, like outside of like the obvious answers like Hitler, I'm gonna put Manly P. Hall in there. Conspiracy theorists found like it's so funny because like I don't think they know anything about Manly P. Hall except for these quotes. They found a guy who said quotes they agreed with and decided he was famous retroactively because of that. Really funny. Nemesaur, thank you so much for gifting 20 Tier 1 subs. Incredibly generous of you. Thank you, Nemesaur. I really appreciate you.
wisdom lies not seeing things, but seeing through things. Let's play that clip. A very short clip, but it's worth noting when it comes to the controllers of this world, the Freemasons, and again, their coded news stories. Let's take a quick listen. It's a very short clip. Again, Donald Trump, what he says to this one female reporter off camera.
I'm Riobop. Thank you so much for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Thank you. Almost on a hype train.
Let's take a look. And when it comes down to Quiet Piggy,
Gematria on the bingo card. If you had told me 5 years ago I'd have to listen to a conspiracy theorist find the Gematria number interpretation of the phrase Quiet Piggy because the President of the United States said it to a reporter, I'd probably believe you. 5 years ago was not a long enough period of time to call for this hypothetical. 10 years ago, more skeptical. 5 years ago, I might believe it. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Much appreciated, and kicking off a hype train. If you want to help out the hype train, you can always gift subs or bits, or subscribe yourself. There is a 35% discount on gift sub bundles of 5 or more right now. Mr. Blast, thanks for gifting a sub.
Again, this is all...
And Sweet Lily Love says some bits for an awesome lady. Thank you.
All over the internet. People making memes after the Quiet...
Did he just say memes instead of memes?
All over the internet. People making memes after the...
I don't think I've heard anyone mispronounce memes in like 20 years. Maybe 15. Maybe 15 years. I just spiked real loud, didn't I? Do you hear that? What just happened?
Quiet Piggy, and you clearly see it's 33 numerology. So it comes down to, obviously, they're coding their news stories with the Masonic number 33. Again, this is not pulled out of thin air. With this very staged world we're living in, the world is indeed a stage. Just like, of course, William Shakespeare once said, all the world's a stage and all the men and women are merely players.
To be clear, they always say this as if Shakespeare said it as a quote. It's a line from a play. I don't know why they say it as though Shakespeare, like, said it, just in his day-to-day life. 24% to level 7 on the hype train.
Now, besides the fact, with this latest news story, this created controversy that's coded with the number 33, like I just showed, I want to get...
Oh, Freemasons on the bingo card.
...into more details when it comes to Trump and this world stage, and Trump being a Mason himself. Take a look here as I covered, for those that remember, about a decade ago, with all these statues that showed up out of nowhere all over the U.S., in these major cities, L.A., San Francisco.
Out of nowhere. I'm sure you could find out the person who made them and put them up. It's an organization, I would imagine.
Seattle, Cleveland, New York, and so forth. You have Trump here in this with the statue, of course, and he's wearing nothing but one thing, and that is a Masonic ring. This was ritualistic and truth in plain sight when it comes to Donald Trump. This wasn't something organic. This was something meant to happen on the world stage.
So presumably a crackpot made these, or a group of crackpots. That's a shame.
Showing Trump as a Mason. Just more evidence here, going back in time with Trump in the White House. And take a look here during this promotional video with these students. And take a look at what we see as you see these individuals walk on stage meeting with Trump. Then look what the cameraman focuses on. Take a look here. Obviously, the Masonic square and compass and the word believe. And this is coded besides the G being 33, when you
Masons do a lot of charity work. It probably has to do with that, to be honest with you. This person is utilizing a wheelchair, so they might have some mobility issues. They may have received some help from the Masons, or the, I think the Shriners are the charitable arm of the Masons or something like that. So they might have it on there. There's also an army sticker. Are you going to talk about that? That's frustrating to watch.
flip the alphabet over, like I showed many times in the past in previous videos, A through Z is 1 through 26. Again, you flip the alphabet over, G is 33. It's not only that.
Fennikagami says the quotes are great either way, and it's not like it matters. Conspiracy theorists treat theater like it's real life anyway. True.
If your dual 33s in plain sight with believe
40 seconds left on the hype train.
being 33 as well. And also take a look here as you see John Oliver mocking Donald Trump and his real surname, Drumpf. And of course, for those that follow my channel, they'll know this. Drumpf in numerology is 33. And so Trump being propped up on the world stage.
Become a Freemason as a bit. They'd probably take you. I think they're desperate for new members because I'm not saying this is a joke, though it is a little funny. Their membership is dying out. It's just not popular. People don't want to do it. So if you went to like a Freemason temple, whatever the heck they call it, I'm sure they'd be very excited that anyone showed up and wanted to be there. Thank you for the hype train, everyone. Thank you so much.
And as I covered many times with Hillary Clinton and
His
the
logic is more convoluted than a cereal box decoder.
so-called
It's a crummy ad.
33,000 emails mentioned twice with this quote from Trump with your dual 33s. And that gets to this individual who's all over the headlines. And there's many baby truthers out there that think, oh, they're trying to distract off this one individual that's being discussed all the time. But just take a look here, the same with the 33,000 emails. People must be blind to think that this individual is not part of the world stage. You are still sleeping. And again, it gets back to this quote by Manly P. Hall, the very famous Freemason. It is said that wisdom.
He's only famous because you guys use these quotes. Name a single other thing he's famous for other than conspiracy theorists putting his quotes on ominous pictures. That is what he's famous for. He's famous for being famous. He's famous for this. You can't just manifest someone's fame.
Wisdom lies not in seeing things, but seeing through things. You have to look deeper. Again, this individual here and his surname. Basically, when it comes down to his name itself, it means stone in German. And ep itself means water. So basically, you have water, stone.
That's not... Okay.
Stone.
You know, he could have gone a different direction with the whole Stein thing. So I'm glad out of all of the things he could have said about it, that's what he said. It could be worse.
But more importantly,
we could have gotten overt, but we didn't. So that's good.
The Stein is stone, just like you see here. The secret language of stonemasons regarding Freemasonry. So people definitely need to look deeper into the world stage and not just see the obvious. Just like I mentioned going in the past, when it comes to this one individual, Sam Houston, pioneer of a nation. Pioneer, should mention, is 33 numerology. You get the double E, you flip them around, you get your 33. So the dual 33 with Sam Houston, but Sam Houston means Scottish when it comes down to it. Hewstone is the hewer of stone, as you see here. Hewstone has been spelled Houston as well. There's different other spellings for Hewstone. Nonetheless, when it comes down to it, again, people need to look deeper, think deeper.
What isn't 33 in numerology at this point? 9/11?
To see the truth. And that gets into more recent events. The so-called controversy between Jimmy Kimmel and Donald Trump. Here you see them just a few years ago, buddies, and now they are not.
Famously, Trump never burns bridges with anyone, so this is actually damning.
Obviously on the best terms, going back and forth, specifically today with Trump ripping Jimmy Kimmel. But that's how it works with this stage world.
Phoenix says,
it could be friends.
My whole family is in the Masons and Eastern Star, and I joined the Eastern Star when I was younger. I've never heard of this, quote, famous Mason. Again, it's because they just say he's famous, because he's famous for saying things conspiracy theorists already agree with. And they see those quotes and they go, ah, this guy must be famous, because it would be good to my case if he was.
Friends one day and enemies the next, and the public doesn't blink an eye. They think nothing of it. They just go
Biscuit Snow,
as the
thanks for
mainstream
following.
media portrays it. With the World Stage Theater, as I've shown before with Jimmy Kimmel in his studio within a Masonic temple, as you see here. Let's get a little bit of a close-up. You see, obviously, this is a Masonic temple, besides the obvious pillars. As we see here, all the columns, the pillars. And again, not just the studio itself with Jimmy Kimmel, where he airs his late night show. They're going to tell you with clues in plain sight. Let's take a listen here to Jimmy Kimmel himself.
Sorry, my button isn't working. Fennikagami with 40 bits says, silly trans women, Hannah's not even your real name, nor is Reloaded. How could the truthers take your word for anything? You really expect them to take an obvious agent of the deep state seriously when she says that they made mountains out of molehills?
Just recently, with this recent monologue regarding his friend passing away.
I'll have you know Reloaded is definitely my real name.
Coding the number 33 in plain sight. Take a listen.
One summer I slept over at the Escobedo house 33 nights in a row.
And again, make no mistake about it, this is by design to put in that number 33, showing the brotherhood, their allegiance, that he's one of them. And few are going to understand it. They'll just say it's a coincidence. No chance. This is a Masonic temple.
Someone said the number 33 at any point in their life? Oh my goodness, what are the chances of that? If you're talking about two-digit numbers, I guess like 1 in, what is that, like 90? I don't know.
That Jimmy Kimmel airs his show.
You can never say the number 33 ever in your entire life, or you're going to get accused of being a Freemason forever.
And again, all these big-time players.
Also probably avoid 32 and 34. They're a little too buddy-buddy with 33, if you know what I mean.
Such as you see here, Steve Jobs. They're going to mention the number 33 with this famous quote where he mentions, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself. I'm not going to continue on, but the point is that number 33 in the mirror, their mirror reflection, that's the aspect of duality. Just as you see this photo by design to
Bittergrin says, oh shoot, I was 33 once for a whole year. Am I a Freemason? You're definitely not Jesus because you made it through it, but you might be a Freemason.
Have Trump captured, showing the mirror image. As I've shown before, Jimmy Kimmel.
Never be captured in a mirror either.
You flip the name sideways, you get your dual 33s.
Because M on its side kind of looks like a 3. We did it. Okay.
Live. Obviously, you flip it around, it's evil. ABC.
No, they got him with the Alucard move. Oh, no. Never do the Alucard. That's not good. That doesn't work out.
He is 1, 2, 3. Everything is absolutely coded in our society that is run by Masons. And just for reference, the Grand Sovereign Commander, Luther Smith, and the dual 33s in plain sight. Something very interesting about this individual.
Ken's sister Sue, thanks for following.
Let's take a look here. As you see Luther Smith alongside astronaut Buzz Aldrin, holding the Masonic dual-headed eagle in this Masonic lodge.
Max Power says, nice seeing you again after the absence, Hannah. I'll watch the VOD later while painting miniatures. Will you do a Patreon show this weekend? I will. Tomorrow will be the Patreon show. So yeah, tomorrow after the regular stream. Fennikagami says, everyone is a Freemason, obviously, at some point because they get to 33 years old. That's when Jesus died. Coincidence? I think not.
So the connection is going to be very, very obvious. Just take a look here at the word astronaut. Just so happens to be 33 numerology.
It does just so happen to be that.
With all these news stories.
Not even, to be clear, not even so happen to be. There's different versions of gematria they use, and they'll switch between them until they get the number they want. So they're just looking for numbers that they already consider to be significant in some way. Fenikagami, thanks for a 40 stream streak.
It's coded with the number 33 in this 33 matrix. Covered every single one of these news stories over the years. And the so-called record for a man on the moon is 33 hours. So people that deny the undeniable, I call them coincidence theorists. They're not interested in the truth. They're interested in preserving what they've been told.
Coincidence theorist is pretty funny.
All the connections I've made here are solid, showing this 33 matrix is very real.
What do you think solid means? If this is what you consider to be solid, what do you think actual evidence is? Probably a psyop.
Now
Sorry, I guess I missed someone's bits or something. No. Oh, no, there was one. Lennon Cat said 33. Jesus was 33 when he died, and he was crucified using a hammer. And you know who else uses a hammer? Carpenters. But that's not relevant. Masons do. Masons also use hammers. And Skipazoa, thanks for 55 months, says, is this call or Great Value brand call? Great Value brand call. It's Kirkland call.
Talking about Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, it doesn't understand what a coincidence is on the bingo card.
And again, the fake beef with Donald Trump. Here's another example. This individual, I covered this right after this went down, with David Letterman retiring after 33 years. Okay, let's take a look here. Not only retiring...
Now name all the people who haven't retired after 33 years specifically.
After 33 years, Letterman...
It's the Texas sharpshooter fallacy. He's picking a thing that he thinks is significant and then going to find intentionally everything that would fit into that criteria. You can't say, I'm going to hit that target, take a shot, then walk up to the bullet hole and circle around it and say that was the target. That's what he's doing.
In numerology is 33. And again, the fake beef with Donald Trump. This is from Donald Trump himself. Whatever happened to the very highly overrated David Letterman, whose ratings were never very good either. He looks like hell, but at least he knows when to quit. Loser. And this is obviously just this past September. But Donald Trump has made many appearances on the Letterman show. Basically, the 33 show.
I like when the conspiracy is basically, why is Donald Trump acting like a crazy asshole? Like, Occam's razor.
Letterman. And here's something more recent. And obviously, Trump, the Masonic hand sign, all these ties. In plain sight, the three ties, I find it interesting. One is a goldish color, another one is blue. And knowing how these people operate, they want to put that 33 coded in plain sight with the gold and blue, with the tie being 33. And obviously the bricks in the background, everything is Masonically coded. And that gets into these individuals here, as you see, the Trumps and the Clintons. Take a look here. And obviously,
sorry. I'm not going to talk about it.
See, this is during Trump's wedding to Melania. And again, Trump being 33, like I mentioned previously. And also the Clintons, or Clinton, being 33 numerology as well. So you have a bunch of 33 standing right in plain sight. And I should mention Bill Clinton.
I want to be clear, I don't think Donald Trump sucked Bill Clinton's dick. If anyone needs to hear that, I don't think Donald Trump has ever performed a sexual act on Bill Clinton. He did not have sexual relations with that president.
Clinton was born Bill Blythe. Name was changed to Clinton to get that 33. They're obsessed with the 33.
Nor do I think he did sex acts on a horse, if anyone needs to hear that.
Bill Clinton mentions in his book, My Life, Bill Clinton, how he was born 33 miles from the Texarkana border. So again, all these Masons...
Again, you're just looking for any instance of 33. Everyone says 33 sometimes because it's a specific quantity that exists in reality.
The world stage, and they supposedly dislike each other. But take a look here. Donald Trump, and look at the glee on Hillary Clinton's face.
Bill did get Trump hooked on Diet Coke, that's true. What if Bill Clinton's cum just tastes exactly like Diet Coke?
Face.
That was disgusting. Hannah regrets what she just said on the bingo card.
These are so-called enemies. Let's take a look here at this bogus debate from 2016, and let's take a listen to what Trump says here. Again, just previously, they were at the marriage of Donald Trump when it comes to Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Let's take a listen to what is said here.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
So these two individuals, again, just years prior, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton attending the wedding of Trump.
Yeah,
and
rich people hang out. They're networking. It's gross.
And then basically Trump says you'd be locked up during this phony baloney debate. And that gets into this. Take a listen to what is said here after Trump wins the so-called presidency. I should mention before even playing this clip, take a look here, doing the 666 hand sign. And this takes place in the video I'm going to show you at 303 or 33 coded. And make no mistake about the 33 and the 666 in plain sight. The timing is not by, obviously, by chance or coincidence. This is by design. These people do everything by design. Let's take a listen to what is said here. From being locked up to how Hillary is in Donald Trump's eyes, how he sees her. Take a listen.
And honestly, there's nothing more I can say because I have a lot of respect for those two people. So thank you all for being here. And we're going to have 4 great years, hopefully, of peace and prosperity.
So, obviously, the world's a stage. All these...
I'm sorry. Is he not aware that Trump just says shit, whatever he thinks benefits him in the given situation?
Individuals are in the same club.
American politics makes so much more sense when you realize everyone's stupid and doesn't pay any attention.
Playing the masses for fools. He goes again from stating how Hillary should be locked up to how she's basically a wonderful woman. Give me a break. This is just 2 months after. And obviously, they've been friends for a long time. This old photo from 1996. Hillary Clinton, Donnie Jr., Eric. And the First Lady is a wonderful woman, according
oh, God.
to Donald Trump. It's very clear to see the world's a stage. And
Don Jr. as an adolescent is cursed.
All these big-time players are all friends working together as one. And that gets back to the start of this video. Understanding with these
You think he'd started using cocaine yet by the time of this picture?
Spotlight of news stories. They only spotlight what they create. This is a contrived controversy, masonically coded. Once again, quiet piggy being 33 numerology. Trump is no doubt a Freemason, as I've shown in the White House as well, with this one video, and showing the coded 33 in plain sight would believe. People need to wake up and step out of the matrix and understand
Matrix on the bingo card.
The world is indeed a stage.
John, Jeff.
Okay, let's take a quick look at the bingo card, shall we? We have Hannah regrets what she just said. We already did Clinton's, Biden's, Obama's. We have the Matrix. We have, correlation isn't causation, doesn't know what a coincidence is. Anything else? Chemtrails from the chemtrail video earlier. Accidentally based. Project Bluebeam. Gematria. Where's Gematria? It's up here somewhere, right? Am I very wrong? Oh yeah, sure, the living in fear thing. That makes sense. 87, thank you. Alright. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break since we're about halfway through the stream. Since we're halfway through, I'll do my little housekeeping things. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, like the stream, I'd appreciate it. If you want to help me out... Oh! Wait, what is that? I really need to wear my reading glasses more often. Holy shit, my eyes. Too old for this shit. The Black Narok, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships on YouTube. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't read that at first. Anyway, I'm going to use the bathroom. Be right back. If you want to help out, since I had to spend a week in the hospital, I'm trying to raise some money to make sure we can pay bills and stuff. So if you can, use the tip link to help out. Otherwise, I'm going to go run and use the bathroom real quick. While I'm gone, Chair will tell you about, Ooh, here's a fun one. Stephen King's The Shining. Not Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Stephen King's The Shining. Ugh. Be right back. Yeah. Oh no, I dropped my 3D glasses. My glasses. I can't see the third dimension without my glasses. Okay, continuing. Oh, Tea Time Tea. Thank you so much for that $50 tip. Says, glad you're back. Me too. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous of you. So thank you very much. Sitting on my tail. Sorry. There we go. Hashtag furry problems, and I'm not even a furry. Okay. Let's see what's next. What is this one? No. Let's try the ant people. It's been a while since we played the intro to this, so I think I'll play the intro. This is JP. JP claims to be a super soldier who was in a secret military organization that allowed him to time travel and interact with alien beings, and he has a terrible AI intro. So we're going to watch that, and then his video about the ant people. Oh.
JP and his missions to an Atlantic space arcing solar system, soon to show his face, exploring the cosmos.
I forgot it's like early 2000s pop punk.
Rocking out in the galaxy, JP's on a cosmic spree with his guitar in hand.
What's that guy doing on the left? He's just like... Notice that he badly, like, photoshopped or Adobe'd his fucking face onto one of the guys. Look at on the left. What the fuck? Terrible.
Asteroid fields will roam. JP leading us home. Space dust in our
practicing how he'll beat off the aliens. Turns out, actually solving conflict through violence is a very human thing. The rest of the universe went a little more bonobo with it, if you know what I mean. Finally, a battle I'm prepared for!
What's up, everybody? This is JP. I'm happy to be here. A lot of people have been asking questions about the ant people.
As you do. If I heard there were ant people, I would have questions.
The ant people. You know, how they felt, the full story of, I did this update with Dr. Michael Sala 2 years ago, and it's update 14. So if you go through exopolitics.org, you're going to see update 14, and that's where I talk about this mission, visiting the ant people. Throughout history, even the Hopi stories and beautiful connections, there's even ancient, beautiful art describing these beautiful people.
Why is he in a lab coat?
That out of nowhere, they come out and they communicate with people. And they teach them the ways of nature, teach them the ways of how to live.
Is this a bit? No, he goes to conferences and stuff. He's really into this. He's just terrible at it. But I say he's terrible at it, but he's got more subscribers than me, so what do I know?
Throughout the United States,
I clearly don't understand this game at all.
know we have national parks, and I know other countries also have national parks. I'm sure Russia, China, Brazil, they got their own national parks that they protect. And Brazil, Carlos Novas is one of them. It just became a...
Peoplord says, speaking of kinetic solutions, did you hear Charlie Kirk probably spent $30,000 on a trans OnlyFan content creator? That wouldn't surprise me to hear. I think trans people are pretty aware that often a lot of anti-trans people are secretly really into trans people sexually. That's like not even a secret in the community. Everyone just knows it. But I would need evidence to just accept that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was true, but I would need to see where someone is sourcing that idea from.
National park, because the visitation has been growing since NASA put out that picture of the ark over there in Caldas Novas in Brazil. So that's cool. See, so many national parks, and we know that a lot of people, they say they get lost in the national parks.
Yeah.
The majority of people that get lost.
Oh my god, is he going to say no one gets lost in national parks? They get taken by the ant people?
It's a lot. But it's not that they get lost. It's that they enter into this realm and they see how beautiful these people live and they just want to stay there. It's not that they're taken. It's just they go and they see how life is and how easy.
And none of them care about their friends or family, apparently. They're kind of dicks like that.
And
I was gonna say, it sounds very Fae, doesn't it? It sounds like a Fae thing, like, ooh, you'll go into the forest and you'll, find a village that's so peaceful you'll never want to leave. Like, that's very Fae.
They just want to stay there. Okay? This mission happened in the vicinity of Eglin Air Force Base. So the Panhandle. North.
I'm gonna speed him up and see if he's any more, every time I try to watch him, he's got some interesting things to say, but he takes a million years to say it. Let's see if we can speed him up and if it'll work. If not, we'll move on.
Eglin Air Force Base, you got Alabama. West from, you got Louisiana. So, and then south, you got the You got the Gulf of America or Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, don't call it the Gulf of America, you fucking loser.
Whatever you want to call it. But now it's Gulf of America.
It's really not. It's not. It's not. Please stop. I'm begging you. Please stop.
Okay. We were doing land navigation, okay? And we were kind of lost in the woods already doing land navigation. There was 8 of us. There's one guy that he was really good at doing land navigation.
Who bias? Thanks for following.
And we were dressed in the greens.
How does this man have 30,000 followers?
OCPs. The uniform, the regular uniform. So
I got to abandon it. I want to hear about the ant people, but he's absolutely insufferable. Why does life do this?
Well, if we get raptured today, here's what happened. Somebody somewhere screwed up our calendar by 2 whole months. Yeah, can you believe that? November really means 9. So 11/24 today is really September 24th. Yep, Feast of Trumpets.
Yeah, this is one of the Rapture TikTok people. He's still going. That's from 4 days ago. That's from 4 days ago. So he's doing great.
Start realizing that like 94% of your interactions with people here on Earth are, those are the damned. They're not going to the same
Sure, goalposts moved on the bingo card.
place we are. Start realizing that like 94% got him when they say, how did the rapture go? Not knowing that by them acknowledging the rapture, we're essentially unraveling the work of Satan.
Okay. All right. Also, Enya. I can dig Enya, sure. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, once again, the Feast of Trumpets is based on the Jewish lunar calendar and has nothing to do with how we count our months. Hey, if that guy was capable of understanding what you just said, he'd be very upset.
My mom thinks she's eating the good jelly from Trader Joe's, but really I'm just putting in the Dollar Tree stuff. I can't believe she hasn't noticed it. Like, it keeps getting fuller and she doesn't say anything. She's like, oh. My mom thinks.
What? That's not even a rapture thing. Creepin'. Oh, keepin' caffeinated? Okay, at least that's not a rapture thing. That's probably good. That's good.
I guess you didn't hear me. Solar flares do not exist.
Is this guy just going off what that other guy said we watched earlier?
They're made up, just like black holes.
Poor Stephen Hawking. Also, is this Duel of the Fates?
Just like Star Wars. It's not.
Okay.
What you want. They're angels. They're Ophanim Watcher class angels. I haven't figured out if they're good or bad yet, but maybe that's why they're gonna fall. Anyway, they're angels. What?
Man, this is making me miss some of the people from the mental institution. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Physical representation. Money is a physical representation of energy expended, a tangible token exchanged for labor, time, and life force. You trade an hour of your life for a piece of paper they claim is worth that hour. Yet, this exchange is fundamentally unequal, for time itself can't be reclaimed, while currency can be conjured, devalued, or erased at will by those who control its flow. At its core, money is an intangible system of value, an agreed-upon illusion that facilitates the exchange of goods and services within society. But it is more than a medium. It is a current, a river of energy, channeled and controlled. Just as water flows downstream into riverbanks, money flows as currency into brick-and-mortar banks, where it is managed, manipulated, and multiplied.
They don't keep... Most money isn't stored as, like, physical money in banks. Just for the record these days. I'm gonna get some water real quick. Be right back. It'll just take a sec. Don't go anywhere.
As Clint Richardson, author of Straw Man, observed, time is money, but God is timeless. This most important concept is the basis of all temporal affairs and concerns, for everything is valued in money, and money is merely a representation of time, future, and past labor.
If this dude saw that Justin Timberlake movie In Time, I think he'd lose his mind. Was that movie made specifically for this guy?
Mammon is measured in the potential of time, while God is eternal and spiritual life is timeless. Time itself, the measure of duration, the interval between points.
Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, of course money is data now, and the money data flows into banks. That's why they call it the data stream. Checkmate.
Has been judiciously...
Sorry, Jay's Proxy, I didn't see yours.
...enshrined as the essence of contract in Black's Law Dictionary.
Oh no!
This legalistic framing is humanity's...
Don't do it. I don't want to pick it up right now, so don't use the points, chat. Don't do it.
...attempt to control the flow of time, to render the spiritual tangible and taxable. The system...
I kind of like the image of the Sisyphean task, but like inside of an Ouroboros. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's pretty good. Hydrate, will do. And Peep Lord says, most money is in the form of gold coins and we keep it at a duck's house. God damn it. DJ Shay, what do you want me to look up from Black's Law's Dictionary?
Is not new. Its origin...
Why do I even ask? Just so no one can do it? Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Stretch back to the ancient world, to Babylon, and the mystery religions that underpinned its power structure. The nobility of Rome were the heirs of the Babylonian elite, and the Catholic Church, in many respects, reconstructed Christianity as a vehicle for the continuation of Mystery Babylon, the worship of the Great Mother and the God-Man, a syncretic faith married to state power. The Phoenicians, master navigators and traders, descended from the Babylonians and the Canaanites. They carried these traditions across the Mediterranean. Their elite descendants, the rulers of Venice, became the architects of modern banking. Here, the practice of creating money,
word salad, sure,
ex nihilo, out of thin air, was refined. These practitioners...
He's acting as though there's no economic reason to do, like, quantitative easing or anything along those lines. Like, the reason that the Fed was created was to avoid a situation like the Great Depression, to try and have some levers on the flow of currency to allow you to adjust the pace of certain economic activities so as to stop it from having a train wreck, basically. Holy shit, these people are frustrating.
Were known as money changers, a term that reveals their true function, moving wealth from your hand to theirs. This is the ancient art of Babylonian money magic, a system of occult economics designed to concentrate power in the hands of a priesthood of financiers. By 1912, J.P. Morgan, a member of this cabal, could boldly testify before Congress. Gold is money, everything else is credit. Today, these dark occultists are called bankers, financiers, or wealth managers, but in truth, they are murderers of economies, criminals who rob the poor to enrich themselves.
Fennikagami says, so I was looking at Facebook on Thanksgiving, curious if Chuds were handling the holidays well. No, they're not. One posted sticks apparently talking about Trump releasing the Epstein files and claiming that for every Republican in them, there are 9 Democrats and Trump's totally not implicated at all. Yeah, I saw that post. Did you at me on that, or maybe I just saw it on Discord?
Using methods both ancient and newly sophisticated. And only recently are we arriving at the final magic trick, the transmutation from physical gold to the digital philosopher's stone, cryptocurrency. The same Venetian logic, control the flow, control the world, has not disappeared. It has simply evolved. What was once the ledger of the money changer is now the blockchain of the central banker.
The blockchain of the central banker. Isn't the entire point of blockchain that it's at least in theory decentralized by a variety of people who are nodes in the network that keep track of the totality of the ledger? Like, I don't like cryptocurrency, it's bullshit, but like, I don't even think he's describing it accurately. Freyline says, so this guy read Das Kapital and it imploded in his mind, or is there a hypothetical for this guy to have his world explode? I don't know. He's got a lot of conspiracy stuff. I don't think there's any hope for him.
In traditional alchemy, the process begins with the prima materia, the raw base material. For centuries, that material was gold, the fixed solar metal, incorruptible, eternal, the symbol of perfection. Gold-backed economies tethered value to something real, finite, and beyond the full control of the money changers. This was a problem. Gold was too free. So the first...
The gold bugs are so frustrating. Please get off this shit for the last time. It'll be 500 years from now, and people will still be on this goddamn gold shit.
Transmutation occurred from gold to fiat. Fiat is Latin for let it be done. It is a phrase of invocation reminiscent of the Masonic so mote it be, or the alchemical ita fiat. This is the mercurial phase, shifting, unstable, a bridge between the tangible and the abstract. Central banks severed the link between money and gold, most notably in the US in 1971, creating currency backed not by metal, but by debt and decree. Fiat is sigil magic, symbols on paper or digits in a ledger that hold power.
Sorry, real quick, just checking. When did America have its greatest amount of economic and like technological growth in its history? Was it during the period after fiat currency was created? Just checking, because he's acting as though there was then an apocalypse, but that's not what happened. Like, there's a lot of reasons America's economy did as well as it did during the, like, mid to late 20th century. A lot of it had to do with the fallout from World War II, decimating the infrastructure of a ton of, like, Europe and Asia. But, like, if what he's saying is true, wouldn't this just fucked everyone over forever? Why did the economy, like, work for so many people for so long during the 20th century if what he's saying is true? Peoplord says, if we put a book in a bag and hit him... No, can't say that. Rainy with 40 bits says, why is Peter Lorre narrating a Looney Pants paranoid conspiracy video?
Power only because people believe they do. As Congressman Wright Patman explained, the dollar represents...
Midnight says, what do you think of the Epstein emails talking about Trump blowing Bill Clinton? I thought it was kind of funny. The concept is funny. I don't think Donald Trump blew anyone.
It's a $1 debt to the Federal Reserve System.
Why did he need a Gen AI monopoly board when a monopoly board exists? Because he's a hack!
Federal Reserve banks create money out of thin air to buy government bonds from the U.S. Treasury and has created out of nothing a debt which the American people...
Don't they, by and large, just, like, lower the bank's reserve requirements? And that's what he means when they say they print more currency, and then they reel that in eventually after whatever crisis or thing is. Whatever.
Are obliged to pay with interest. But this was merely preparation for the next stage, the full abstraction of value into digital currency. This is the financial philosopher's stone, not as a liberating force, but as a perfected control. In traditional alchemy, the philosopher's stone transmutes base metals to gold and grants immortality. Here, digital currency transmutes value into surveilled, programmable code. With central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, every transaction is tracked, timed, and subject to approval. The blockchain becomes a karmic ledger, a permanent
Karmic ledger. Misunderstanding of Eastern philosophy or religion on the bingo card.
and immutable record of obedience and dissent. CBDCs crystallize power in programmable form. Money becomes a pure sigil, a token encoded with the will of the technocratic priesthood. And as always, the process follows the familiar triad: problem, reaction, solution. Each
Poor Hegel being used like this.
financial transmutation is ushered in by ritualized crisis. The collapse of the gold standard birthed the fiat era. The 2008 crisis legitimized Bitcoin and blockchain. Today,
Did it?
economic instability is the final push for CBDCs, the ultimate philosopher's stone of financial control.
Half the population doesn't even know how to use Zoom correctly. I don't think they're going to get your grandma to sign up for a Bitcoin wallet.
This mirrors initiatory rights. The old system is destabilized. The individual is stripped of prior certainty, and a new identity, a new currency is offered. The alchemical stages are clear: gold to fiat, calcination and dissolution, the burning away of tangible backing. Fiat to digital, coagulation, crystallization into a new digital form. Digital to AI integrated currency, multiplication and projection, the expansion of perfected control over the
Penigami says, do these people not know governments used to dilute the gold or silver of their currency all the time to manipulate their economies? Or just lie about how much gold they had? Or that you can just lie to the chain now? No, they don't know any of that. Also, that's a plot point in Spice and Wolf. I shouldn't have said that.
masses. Once money is fully digital, the technocratic elite can create or erase value with a keystroke. They can incentivize compliance, punish dissent, and ensure total dependence. Traditional alchemy sought to turn matter into spirit. Digital alchemy seeks to turn spirit into data. So where do crypto bros fit in? They are what they, or the hierarchy enslaving you, call useful idiots. This is not because they're stupid, many are brilliant, but because they've accepted a digital form of value that exists entirely within the very architecture of surveillance they believe they're escaping. Cryptocurrency is the most sophisticated psychological operation in human history. The architects of the system.
Okay, I'm gonna move on from this one. I don't really care about this guy's ramblings about cryptocurrency, to be clear. I agree cryptocurrency is stupid and a bad idea, just not for the same reasons. Let's see what else is on the docket.
We are going to be looking at some strange videos, weird and odd news stories, and as always, let's go and get right into today's video.
So you're telling me that these purple streetlights that people are seeing across the country is because all of these lights are going bad?
Correct. This was something that happened a while ago. This actually started, I think, a year or two ago, maybe even more. But there was a certain manufacturer that was producing these lights. Maybe they still are. And they have some fault in them where something will go wrong and the light turns kind of purple. You guys may have seen this. I've seen this around where I live. I've seen it elsewhere. Certain kinds of street lights, when they go bad, they turn kind of a violet color. Now, it's not a big deal. They just replace them eventually. But conspiracy theorists are very concerned about it.
They're saying that there's a coating that comes with these LED lights that causes them to turn white. And without that coating, they turn purple, AKA they should be covered by warranty to get replaced. But they're popping up all over the country and nobody's replacing them. Oh, we have
They do replace them eventually. That's just an incorrect statement. It might take a while. It depends on how quick your municipality is with fixing stuff like that. And frankly, if people even report it. But they do replace them eventually. Again, happens in my area. I've seen them come and go.
to wait. Oh, we're working on it. Literally, if you Google purple streetlights, there's an article from every major city. Here's the Carolinas. Here's Florida.
Yeah, because people are confused about it, and apparently a bunch of people are conspiracy theorists, so lots of local news places are covering it because it's an easy story to cover.
If you have seen these purple lights, please tell me what you think is really going on, because I don't think...
It couldn't be this thing they're telling us, because I have feelings about it. My feelings are the most important thing in the world!
that they're going bad. It just doesn't make sense mathematically why they would...
What do you mean mathematically? Get that word out of your mouth, you fucking whore. Mathematically? Show me your math. Show me your math for this, you absolute dickbag.
All go bad at the same time, and even though they're covered by warranty, they're not getting replaced.
They do get replaced!
They
get replaced!
So last weekend, I was driving home with my wife on the Florida Turnpike, and I happened to notice these purple lights. And I've noticed them since 2021, 2020, basically the post C19. And they keep saying it's a manufacturer defect. They're going to go ahead and change them out. And they never do. Matter of fact, I see more of them than ever before. And around the same spot of the turnpike where I drive under these lights, I feel weird. I don't feel bad. I don't feel good. It's just a weird feeling. And apparently...
Once again, he has a feeling, and that feeling must mean something is happening. Your feelings are not magic. They do not detect things accurately.
According to this video and other articles, I'm not the only one.
I really don't want to sound like a crazy person.
Too late.
But when I walked past this light, I felt...
You don't want to sound crazy. That's why you put the ominous TikTok music over it.
Strange. I still feel kind of weird. And I don't want to sound crazy, but like, what's the purpose of it?
Too late. Too late. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
I know, maybe you can
read a book. Holy shit. I am scared by how stupid people are. I don't know if I've articulated that recently. Like, I am genuinely scared by how stupid everyone is. I'm not discounting myself from that either. Everyone is so stupid and the world is so complicated. Everyone is so stupid. It's so scary, and I don't know what to do about it. It frightens me to no end.
The purple...
So I remembered I made this video right here on my other channel, Seconds of Horror, a few months ago, because the whole purple streetlights was supposed to be an older talking point, yet for whatever reason, news and media were still talking about it as of July 7th, 2025. Matter of fact, you can still find news articles on the topic even as recent as just a few days ago. I'm going to go ahead and play this video clip real quick, then I'm going to go ahead and get into the more recent news articles. So I was browsing this news article right here from clickorlando.com, and I came across this very interesting article, this article that's titled, "Why are there so many purple streetlights in Florida? While the lights are safe, they are being replaced." The article says that by now you probably spotted at least one streetlight turning a bluish purple hue while walking or driving in the evening, and it goes on to say that no, they're not meant to be that color. While the lights still work as their intended purpose, there is a manufacturer defect that was recently identified according to Duke Energy and Acuity Brands, the maker of the lights. Now that's fine, and Acuity and Duke Energy, they said they're going to go ahead and fix this problem and change the lights, but they never do. And if they do, the lights go...
They do. Why is he just lying? He's just lying. Unstable Deadbeat says, "My anxiety is bad enough, but I can't imagine how bad it would be if I didn't at least have the strategy of assuming most weird stuff I see around me probably has some kind of normal explanation. If I went around assuming strange colored streetlights were some kind of conspiracy, I would never get out of bed." I know, right? How do these people live?
Go right back to being purple again. Take, for example, this person right here who is experiencing this. They said that, I've seen them in my town for over a year now, the purple lights. They keep adding more and never change them to a non-defective one. At this point, it's nearly 50-50 purple lights to none. No one seems to care. The other thing that makes this suspicious...
Let me guess, are you in a city that continually voted to lower taxes so there isn't money for services, and now you're complaining that your services are bad? Stop doing that.
Is the fact that there are multiple excuses. For one,
stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
One, they go on to say that it's a manufacturer defect and they will replace these lights. But then on the other hand, they're saying that they are putting up purple lights to stop drug addicts. They go on to say right here, the reasoning behind
that doesn't mean they're the same thing. I've seen that in restaurant bathrooms, so that is a thing, to try and keep people from shooting up, but that doesn't mean that every purple-hued light is intended for that purpose. You can have lights that do that, and then also have different lights that are purple for completely unrelated reasons. This is a thing in the US, for those that don't know. There are lights that they do in certain restaurant bathrooms in order to keep people from... How does it work? I don't know. Genuinely don't know. Just heard about it. Fenneckagami, what's the reasoning? Because they don't want people shooting up heroin in their bathroom and dying. Or just in general, shooting up heroin in their bathroom. Fenneckagami says, honestly, the stupidity isn't what scares me. It's the lack of shared reality. Everyone being stupid can work if we work together to cover each other's stupidity, but so many people are building an indestructible wall of alternative reality so they can't ever be reached and worked with. Agreed.
In the blue or purple hued lighting is that it's harder to see superficial veins in these colors of light. Now, at first, the purple lights were only placed in public bathrooms for this exact reason, but when it came to the street lights turning purple, the city also gave this reason as well. But going back to the news article I was reading from, the question was asked, are they dangerous? And according to Acuity, the lights don't pose a major threat to drivers. The light output is in no way harmful or unsafe. As always, we stand behind the quality of our products, and we have been proactively working with customers who have experienced the issue to address any concerns. However, Scientific American reports that purple streetlights may be dimmer and could possibly worsen a driver's ability to see in finer detail along the roadway, as humans naturally lack blue sensitive cones in the center of their retinas. There are people out there that are saying that the purple lights are causing them to have eye strain, but not only that, it's making them feel unwell to the point they believe it's causing some kind of mental health issue. Now, while people in the public are reporting this, these news agencies that are talking about this are saying that there is no scientific evidence to support these claims.
Correct, because there isn't. People are crazy. People are paranoid. People get wacky ideas in their head and get obsessed with them. If there's a population of enough people, some of them are going to come up with insane nonsense that they believe completely. Like, I really don't know how else to put it. It's just how people are.
The news article I was reading from was published on July 7th, 2025, and while these purple lights have been known for quite some time, again, it just goes to show that more and more people are noticing this, and we're now having very recent news articles on this topic.
There's also articles from like 2 years ago about it.
This news article even goes on to say that there have been recent reports in places like Utah, Texas, Massachusetts, Canada, and even Ireland. So that was back in July, and every year they say they're going to go ahead and fix the lights due to a manufacturer defect, and they never do. The same stretch of highway...
You can just have problems that are really difficult to fix, man.
...that I drive on, the same lights are still purple. Around other locations where there are purple lights, the lights are still purple for years. Matter of fact, reading this article that came out 2 months...
Have you ever called and reported it to the city? No? Bet no one else has either.
Months ago in September, it says, and we're still talking about Florida, because as you're going to go ahead and see, it's happening all across the United States, not just in Florida. It has become a familiar sight on Central Florida roads. Purple streetlights illuminating the skies, very strange, very weird, one driver stated. And while all the agencies and utility companies, because people are complaining, because they are saying that, again, it's making them feel weird, feel off driving under it, they are saying that it's not a safety issue. And people are saying that it's not just a Central Florida issue, but they're also noticing it in South Florida. It's not just a highway issue, they're noticing it in the streets.
I feel like he's repeating himself a lot.
Matter of fact, it's not just a Florida issue, but people in many different states are reporting these purple lights as well.
Okay, you said that 50 times. Move on.
Now, from this most recent article coming out of New York, this was published on November 22nd, road lights turn purple in New York, experts finally reveal what's behind the strange phenomenon. The article continues to say, imagine you are headed home from a night out in Queens or driving through Manhattan late at night. There's darkness where there should typically be a familiar street glow. Everything is now violet. Your t-shirt looks weird, the pavement seems strange, and you think, whoa, what the heck? That's what many in New York City experience as these unusual street lamps take over. And as the article says, and as other people are saying, it's making them feel off. The color feels off, and not only that, they find it disorienting. It's doing something to their brain. Matter of fact,
people are nuts.
I'm going to go ahead and explain why.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
After I finish reading the rest of this article, we should be taking these claims very seriously. The article
I don't think we should. I think we should make fun of those people on the internet where we wear stupid outfits, actually.
Goes on to say what started in New York City is now spreading across the entire nation. The point here is that although we are distinctly focused on New York, the same road lights purple issue has now occurred throughout the rest of the country, just like the unexpected blue light implementation stunning drivers. Cities in Massachusetts, Florida, Utah, Wisconsin, and more have also experienced the same shift, emphasizing this is not a New York issue, but rather part of a larger trend across the United States. And no matter the state, no matter the year, the excuse is always the same. It's just a manufacturer defect, bro. This is not accidental. This is not just a defect. This is intentional, and I'm going to go ahead and explain as to why. While this is being reported in more and more locations, and there are even some people saying they're having mental health issues because of these lights, we have to remember there were articles back in 2020, like this article right here from Interesting Engineering, Mind Control Through Light, the Emerging World of Optogenetics. This article and other articles talking about this are basically saying that certain lights are being used by scientists and researchers to mind control mice. And just look at the light there.
Uh-oh, guys, watch out. Is this gonna work? Oh, the button won't work for my bit. Come on, do it. You bastard! You bastard! Okay, my remote doesn't want to work. I was going to make the lights all colored. But forget that bit, I guess, because my batteries are dead. Both of them. There we go. Ooh, I'm being mind controlled by the light! Ooh, oh. That bit wasn't even worth it. Oh, that's wrong. Hold on. My lights got out of sync. Come on. I believe in you. There we go. Hey, we did it. Tea Time Tea says the Mice-Churian candidate. Ooh, that's pretty good.
They're using. Whatever they're testing on the mice, make no mistake about it, they're going to be doing to the humans. Now, when it comes to the bluish purple lights being used on the mice, it basically activates their predatory instincts, making them violent. The reason why they're doing this, or in their own words anyway, reading this right here, it says, the scientific technique could bring us into a future where all this is possible. This novel way of quote-unquote mind control could be used to treat aging-related brain conditions, such as Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease. It could be used to treat blindness, treat heart abnormalities, and even psychiatric diseases, promises that parallel some of the same claims of Elon Musk's Neuralink project. So this is what they do. This is what they always do.
Yeah, I know. I talked about it already with the call thing years ago.
They always tell you what they're doing up front, but they always spin it in a positive way where it makes you feel like what they're doing will benefit you when it's anything but. This sounds like, to me anyway, another version of MK Ultra mind control.
MK Ultra on the bingo card.
Now, I thought this was old news. I thought this whole purple, bluish streetlights thing was going away, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, are they blasting it directly into your brain? Because, like, it's pretty clear that they're, like, exposed to the mice's brain here.
More and more people are noticing this.
I think I'd probably get a little aggressive if someone shot anything into my brain, too.
Until this very month. What is even more interesting is that outside of streetlights, there are even Google patents that show how TVs and computer monitors, the frequencies they emit, are having a certain psychological effect on humans, and this has been observed. Now, while this patent doesn't directly mention the blue light, this Dr. Jack Cruz,
fun fact, you can patent anything,
talks about how the blue light emitted from TVs and computer monitors are basically a form of MK Ultra. This basically goes hand in hand.
If everything's MK Ultra, then nothing is MK Ultra.
And with these street lights.
You may have heard of this program called MK Ultra.
Oh, he's got a MAGA hat on. Okay, you can disregard his opinion.
They go and hire a PhD researcher named Delgado, and they start putting wires into the bull's head to find out, can they stop and control the bull using electric signals? Why? Because they already have started to learn about Becker's work. So now...
Cosmic Cat says, fun fact, you wouldn't feel anything if someone blasted your brain because there's no nerves in the brain. Yeah, Ray Liotta learned that in Hannibal real good. Wait, was that Ray Liotta? Ray Liotta learned that real good in Hannibal.
This is the idea. Now they're trying to execute. They're trying to use this as a weapon. So they said, okay, you could do it with wired technology, and they were able to turn the bull off as soon as he was going to...
I'd like to think that Goodfellas was just a fantasy that Ray Liotta's character from Hannibal was happening as his brain was being devoured.
Spear the Matador. They said, let's try to do this wireless. Why? They had all the patents and everything they stole from Tesla. They also had all Marconi's work. So Delgado finds out that actually it does work. You can do it without wires. You don't have to do brain surgery on the animal to do it. The next step was, could you do this using light and light alone? And it turns out they found out you could. If you use blue light specifically, it actually destroys the dopamine reward tracks in your brain. Just so you know, Meta and Google today own those patents. Google was formed...
All right, I won't let him put anything under my skull cap. Noted.
In 1995, when DARPA gave the search algorithm to these two cats from Stanford, they basically then figured...
Is he going to say that DARPA secretly invented Google or something?
And perfect the delivery of blue light technology through screens. Who is the big tech company in the 1950s and 60s?
GE?
60s that were doing this? Turns out
that's
IBM.
I didn't know IBM was that old. I was thinking IBM was the 60s.
And IBM is working on liquid crystalline displays. And I remember, this is in the 50s and 60s. You as a young man never saw those TVs until the 90s. Okay? And then it got a boost from who? Obama, who made the analog to digital
Of course, they had to blame Obama for something. He's a white Trump supporter.
Transition, so that you'd have to use what? LCD screens. And then what else did he do? We're going to ban...
You don't have to... you idiot. You don't have to change the screen type for the digital switchover. You moron. It has nothing to do with whether or not you have an LCD screen or a CRT screen. It had to do with how the signal was being picked up. He thinks that CRT versus LCD had anything to do with the digital transfer. Oh my god. MAGA people are morons. They're so fucking stupid. Just a Peach with $1 tip says, how do you steal from a dead dude, Tesla? Oh, it's a conspiracy theory in these communities that when Tesla died, the government took all his stuff, and then Donald Trump's uncle got it because he was working for the government, and then Trump got it. Fennec Agami says, the point I was making about the lack of shared reality is at least partially on purpose. I saw a meme about the absurdity of no kings, with Trump saying, I'll shrink the government, and Mamdani saying the government should worry about all your problems. Well, I know that Reagan, quote, rotted people's brains. To claim there's no reason at all to think Trump wants to be a king requires intentional dishonesty, since most of the evidence is posted on MAGA Twitters.
And incandescent bulbs. Why? Because incandescent bulbs not only have fake blue light, but they also have purple and red, which is what you need as the antidote to blue.
The obsession that some of these morons have with incandescent lights is so frustrating to me. My dad was one of these people, completely deranged, thought that incandescent lights were like, oh, they're taking my freedoms. They're taking my freedoms because I can't buy no dang goddamn incandescent lights. Oh, bummer is taking my incandescent lights. It's really absurd. I don't know if, like, Rush Limbaugh stuck something up their assholes about it to get them all riled up. Probably. That's usually how it works, is some dipshit like Rush Limbaugh would have told them, and then they all get mad. They all get mad. Artemis with 57 months says, that's a lot of months. Almost 5 years. Good times. I'm a quarter of a century old today. My bones are dust. Happy birthday.
Why is it that every tech company has blue lit screens? I'm going to tell you the reason why. It's because that's how DARPA wants it.
What are you talking about, blue lit screens?
They want you to be very...
Oh, because like the LEDs and stuff and screens tend to have a bluish tint? I assume it just has to do with either the efficacy or cost. I don't know why, but it's not to brainwash you, although that explains your stupid-ass fucking blue light glasses. To be clear, if you wear them because of headaches, I understand. I think he's using them because he thinks it's controlling his mind. That makes it stupid.
Addicted to the technology, so it's sticky. That way you can be programmed further.
But talking about the blue light, because we're talking about the purple LED lights, the street lights, there's also blue LED street lights as well. Now, California, they did not use the manufacturer defect excuse, nothing like that. And doctors, they actually spoke out against these blue lights.
Top doctors in the country are out with an unusual warning tonight about those new street lights that we're seeing more and more of. Andrea Borba on the concern the lights could be giving off an unhealthy glow.
These LED street lamps going up all over the Bay Area and the country were hailed as the wave of the future. Energy efficient, brighter, giving everything a truer color. Even yours truly in this story from 2014.
Chromatic Cuttlefish with 42 months at Tier 2 says, and of course, what's IBM's nickname? But Big Blue. Checkmate. And Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, I'm honestly surprised they aren't saying that blue lights are mind control to turn people into Democrats because Democrats are blue. Yeah, it does seem like dumb enough that they'd believe it, huh?
14. But now the American Medical Association says the technological lighting advances are bad for your health. The problem comes down to color. The old sodium lights throw off a yellow light. The new LED bulbs, blue.
So that would be a problem because anyone who's out at night and would be exposed to the blue light might make it very difficult for them to fall asleep, even without a sleep disorder such as insomnia.
The same thing happens because you're looking at devices, and I think more people are going to be likely to look at their devices before bed than they are to be outside in a street light, I'm going to be honest.
Dr. Cleet Kushida is the medical director at Stanford Sleep Medicine.
Unstable Deadbeat with 100 bits kicks off a hype train and says, I don't usually go on about myself, but I have to say, what a great day I had today. Great day at work where I got lots done and was working so hard it went by really quick. Bought some cool Captain America comics, including the ones from the 70s where Steve gives up being captain and becomes nomad for a while. Ooh, with the deep, deep V. Good shit. And came home to a great dinner of homemade lasagna, salad, and garlic bread with cheese, all topped off with an awesome Hannah stream to watch. That sounds like a great day. Very happy for you. Oh no, here we go. Thanks for 100 bits. 10% to level 2 on the hype train.
Medicine Center.
If you want to help with the hype train, you can use subs, bits. This has nothing to do with the hype train, but if you want to help support the channel, you can always use the tip link too. Thank you.
Says blue lights everywhere could turn us into a nation of sleepless zombies.
And the way it affects sleep is that it suppresses melatonin secretion. And the melatonin is important because it's one of the key hormones for helping to initiate sleep.
Apple recently introduced the night shift feature. It reduces the amount of blue light that iPhones emit at
Yeah, my phone has that too. It's called something else, but it's the same thing.
night. Now screens turn a bit warmer. Dr. Kushida says the shade of the light is important for sleep.
If a lot of the lights at night were replaced by blue wavelength light and of high intensity, that can cause individuals to have difficulty falling asleep.
Andrea Borba, KPIX5.
And I do find it interesting how Family Guy had spoken about the purple light And we know that media, no matter...
Of course we're referencing Family Guy. Predictive programming on the bingo card for the Family Guy thing.
The media, especially The Simpsons, like to give us the truth in plain sight.
So UV radiation can effectively control a cave's harmful microorganisms while being less toxic to cave dwellers such as birds and reptiles. Thank you.
So these purple lights are something we should still be talking about today. There are those out there that do not want to talk about it because, one, they believe either it's a quote-unquote conspiracy theory and it's just a manufacturer defect, or two, they believe that it's just an older topic. But these lights are still popping up everywhere. But this video from O'Day CTF is downright terrifying. If he can do this with an LED light bulb, what do you think these so-called powers that be can do?
This light bulb can monitor your Wi-Fi network and steal your password. Check this out. Now I'm going to put this bulb inside of a regular lamp. And it turns on like a regular bulb. As soon as the bulb receives power, it creates a Wi-Fi network that I can connect to. And here's the panel. I can choose from other Wi-Fi networks. I'm going to choose my own.
Yeah, it's a Bluetooth bulb. Or Wi-Fi bulb. I have those too. Any device that could connect to your network, I guess in theory could do some shit. I don't know anything about computer networks, so I don't know. But like, it's not just any random light bulb. It would have to be one that you buy, install, and directly connect to your network intentionally. Yeah, buying a really cheap off-brand smart device, really stupid. Don't do that.
Select the monitor option, and now we have a bunch of what appears to be random data. I can download this file, and I'll show you what that can do. There are many things you can do with this bulb, including determining if someone is home with Bluetooth Low Energy, cracking your Wi-Fi password, or in my case, showing an insecure camera stream that runs over HTTP. I extracted the PCAP file into a tool called Wireshark, and now you see there's frames. Don't get intimidated. Watch what happens next. Constructing all them frames from Wireshark now shows a live view of my backyard because the camera is transferring over HTTP. The creator of this light bulb is named Peaks, a good friend of mine. I'll be linking him in the description or comments. Stay safe and check your light bulbs.
Wait, your friend made it? That's funny. Minute left on the hype train.
Who can't pay attention and can't focus, and they are being impacted by the fluorescent bulbs, which are in the school, and then they are diagnosed with ADD and ADHD.
I have ADHD, trust me, it wasn't the light bulbs, it's my brain.
Which is interesting. Now, what was interesting was when Dr. John Ott put a lead sheet over the fluorescent bulbs, the children could focus again. Isn't it interesting how they banned lead? Remember that whole thing?
Oh yeah, the crackpots think lead is good for you. Great.
Get rid of the lead? Well, that lead actually blocks the rays which are messing with the health from the fluorescent bulbs. So if he shielded the bulbs, people could actually focus again and kids could pay attention again. So when you think about a lot of the stuff that we're not paying attention to, light is actually messing with our minds or healing our minds. And he showed that when fluorescent bulbs were exposed to children, they couldn't pay attention. Now think of what...
I just love when people lie on the internet. Isn't it great? Thanks for the hype train, everyone.
LEDs are doing, because...
You okay? Oh, okay. Olive knocked something over.
LEDs are even worse than fluorescent because of the radio frequencies and their streetlights. As somebody just commented below, I can't stand fluorescents and LEDs. It's fake and gives me headaches. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So today we're going to talk about the administration's ban on incandescent bulbs and halogen bulbs starting August 1st, 2023. I think this is really important, right? We've had these bulbs since the dawn of time, basically since the 19th.
Since the dawn of time, you know, 100 years ago. That's the most American thing I've ever heard. 100 years ago is basically the dawn of time, right? Good fuck.
1900s. They're very soothing, they're very relaxing. If you like to read a book, you just turn on a lamp with the incandescent, and you can read that book just fine. But these LED bulbs, on the other hand, in which they want to have in every home, can actually cause anxiety and restlessness.
Oh my god, change the fucking color. You can change LED bulbs generally to a large variety of colors. You can get ones that are warm. You don't have to get a cold, toned one.
They can mess with your melatonin levels inside your brain. They're actually linked to blindness.
Christina with a $5 tip says, soundboard recommendation, any line from the Astolfo turns into the North Tower video for whenever 9/11 comes out of nowhere. Oh yeah, how did I not think of that? We need Femboy 9/11 on the card. What button's this? Hold on.
The ripping and the tearing. The ripping and the tearing.
The conspiracy vibes are delicious.
Don't just educate in law. I like big, thick boys.
Why do I do this?
Somebody's hurt.
Didn't mean to press that one, sorry.
Which is crazy when you get into the studies. They also flicker like crazy, and they also emit microwave radiation. That's what they want to bring into our home. LED bulbs that are emitting microwave radiation.
I'm on board with just banning the internet at this point. It's been so destructive. I can't. Every year I can justify its existence less. Get rid of it. Nuke this fucking thing.
On top of that, when you get really weird, you get into the smart bulbs. The smart bulbs can actually sync up to your phone, sync up to your Alexa, sync up to your stove, to your fridge, to all your devices in which they can use to monitor you. It gets real weird with these bulbs, that's for sure. And
You're out of the job without the internet? How do you think I'd be faring? We gotta make sacrifices, okay? Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, every light bulb emits radiation. That's how they work.
There's actually a little hidden...
He specifically said microwave radiation.
Clause.
Which I assume it does in very small amounts or something, which is probably where he's getting that talking point.
Which when you buy...
In the same way that bananas are radioactive, you know what I mean?
These new LED smart bulbs that you agree to give all your information to Google, to Microsoft, and all the other corporations as soon as you buy the bulb and install it into your home. So it's important to be aware of this on all these different topics related to LEDs and why you should stock up on incandescents and halogens before August 1st.
Those two videos came from Cultivate Elevate. Now, while the incandescent light bulb was banned in 2023, it was reversed. But the thing is, you can no longer buy incandescent light bulbs for general use. And it kind of reminds me of the Bell.
Incandescent bulbs emit microwaves too. Of course they do. These people are such duplicitous fucking assholes. I hate them.
How the Bell had all these healing properties, and maybe the incandescent light bulb had something like that as well, and the LED light bulb was its replacement to cause all these harmful effects.
Scientists want to use people
as
antennas to power 6G. The future of 6G telecommunications could come from visible light communication. Researchers at the University of Massachusetts Amherst believe using humans as part of the antenna system offers the most efficient way to harvest waste energy. In the process, humans could wear coiled copper. We don't yet know exactly how 6G wireless technology is going to work, but researchers at the University of Massachusetts Amherst believe using humans as antennas to power 6G may be the most viable way to harvest additional energy that would otherwise get wasted. So what is visible light communication? It's basically a wireless version of fiber optics that uses flashes of light to transmit...
A wireless version of fiber optics. That wouldn't be very effective, I don't think.
information. In the new study, scientists found that...
Because it would have to be within visual range, right? So it would have to be very close and have unobstructed line of sight. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Play a crucial role in making VLC more efficient by using their bodies as a carrier for coiled copper to catch waste energy from the VLC. VLC is quite simple and interesting. Instead of using radio signals to send information wirelessly, it uses the light from LEDs that can turn on and off up to 1 million times per second. LED bulbs can then transmit data, and anything with a camera or smartphones, tablets, or laptops could be the receiver. The downside of VLC comes from a high rate of leakage of energy with the emitting of side-channel radio wave signals. The researchers believe that if they can harvest the wasted radio frequency energy, they can put it to good use by powering small electronic devices. Where have we seen this at before? Oh yeah, this patent. Remember this one? Remember, it uses human body activity associated with the task provided to a user may be used in mining process of cryptocurrency system. Remember, the cryptocurrency system communicatively coupled to the device of the user may verify if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency. Remember,
that has nothing to do with the thing you're talking about. It's trying to develop something to reward people with cryptocurrency for doing specific action. But how would it even determine if you're doing the action? I think we already had word salad on the bingo card.
Get paid if you're a good
If not, yes.
little person. And how are they going to do this? Well, the thing that's going to go into your, or this, will emit energy. Do y'all see how this is all going to work together in the Internet of Bodies? You know in the movie The Matrix where they used the energy from humans? Any form of energy they're trying to get rid of right now because this will be what we use.
That great video came.
That's not even possible. I understand you enjoy the movie The Matrix, but I don't know how to break this to you. Its premise is not sound. The Matrix was not scientifically accurate. Hot take.
Came from Itty
Yes, 5 and 6G on the bingo card.
Bitty Terra 2, and I wouldn't doubt one bit that these blue lights are connected to the 5G.
We aren't batteries. We're machines that require energy.
6G towers, and they are also collecting data. Now, just as we saw in the previous video, that man designed the light bulb to do just that. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow.
Gross. Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, there's a terrible AI slop interview a conspiracy theorist put out. Look at this.
Welcome. Thank you for sitting with me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You've told me that you
Oh, Diogenes, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs.
are not
Thank
fully
you.
human. Who are you, really?
My father was a man, flesh of earth, born as countless generations before.
Oh, and Just a Peach says your fans are in the live stream Discord. Let me see. I'm assuming it's some plushes or pets. Ooh, that's a lot of kitties. Let's take a look real quick. Adorable. Very cute.
For him. But my mother was not of this world. She came from beyond. From a lineage older than your history. Older than your species. A lineage humanity...
Amber says, wasn't the original pitch that humans were for processing power, but the studio thought the audiences wouldn't know enough about computers to get that? I think that actually was thought for a while, but then they found the earlier drafts of the script, and that's not true. At least I think.
remembers in fragments, in myths and
I think that's become like a pop cultural myth.
holy texts, in whispers of gods who descended from the heavens. You call them the Anunnaki. In Sumer, they were the Shining Ones. In Egypt, they were the Neteru. In Greece, the Olympians. In the Bible, they became the Watchers, the Elohim. Different names, the same presence, the same bloodline. That blood flows in me, half human, half other. A hybrid. Not by accident, but by design. I was not born, I was engineered. You see, the Anunnaki did not just shape humanity once in the distant past. They continue. They splice, they breed, they weave their genetics into yours. To them, DNA is clay, and life is their canvas. I am one of the results of that craft. What does it mean to live as such? It means I do not belong fully to either world. I am a bridge. To humans, I am different, unsettling.
How much did they spend on this piece of shit? This is 43 minutes long. Doesn't video generation cost some money these days still?
A stranger,
Like
even
someone actually spent money on this.
among family. To the Anunnaki, I am incomplete. A tool, an experiment. But I carry their memories, not as stories told to me, but as echoes within my blood. I remember places I have never seen, skies I have never walked under. I recall knowledge I never studied. These fragments.
And like they must have gone through all of these shots multiple times to generate, because there's fewer glitches and hallucinations than typical for your average AI video. So they must have like re-rendered these shots at least like a few times each. Jesus Christ.
Fragments are not dreams. They are inherited memory. Genetic whispers passed down through lineage.
Ew.
The Anunnaki are not gone. They never left. They have remained hidden, influencing from shadows.
Sargon?
Guiding from behind curtains of power. Kings, emperors, priests, presidents.
Okay. Enough AI slop. I can't believe that goes on for 40 minutes.
I want to say thank you to my best friend over there, the Hillbilly Heart on the YouTube, for posting in her Temu haul tonight a bunch of extra data, trying to help the basic layperson out there understand that when you ignore things that are legally entered into Pentagon directives, college textbooks, and other legal documents that are required by universities for PhDs, that's going to catch up to you. And when you decide that you're too stupid, you can't understand, well, that's how we end up with an intelligent cluster-based routing protocol and going through the human body. And people are out there right now telling you none of this is real.
So I've covered her before, though I don't think I've covered this specific video. She is a conspiracy theorist that's relatively popular in like the 5G, 6G conspiracy community. She found this paper and thinks that it's about like connecting human bodies to 5G or 6G or wireless networks. She completely misunderstands it. She completely misreads it. It's a paper that's about the future of like medical technology, including a variety of health sensors that would be wireless. So, you know, now if you go to a hospital and you need a lot of monitoring, there's a lot of wires that connect all over you to a variety of sensors on your chest and maybe your head and maybe your legs, depending on where they're testing, you know? And this paper is speculating and talking about a hypothetical network of healthcare monitoring devices that are wireless. So it would basically just be the pads, and they would wirelessly send signals to a central computer that would then deal with it, so you wouldn't have to have all the wires. She has misunderstood this completely and thinks it's some nefarious thing to connect you to Wi-Fi or something. She's just wrong. The bandwidth, yeah, that's what I think the paper is mostly about. I don't know anything about data science or network science, but it seems like a lot of the paper is about how do you handle all this data from different sources going into the same singular like computer, and how does it deal with all of that. But again, that's so outside of my wheelhouse, I don't want to talk about it because I don't know. Fennikagami with 40 bits says, by the way, prepare for MAGA having another meltdown after Tuesday after Bane has a fair chance of flipping a deep red 22 district to blue. Oh, nice. Not the bandwidth, the routing. See, I don't even know the difference between those two things. I don't know what routing is, so.
There's no computer networking through the human body. If there was, someone would have told us. Now, watch this. This is the Synergy Tech Metric PDF. Now, these papers are not just from the MDPI. They're not only from Cambridge. They're not only from your Elsevier journal. They're not only from Wiley. They're from everywhere. And when I type in emergent technology on Wikipedia, I'm told that the blockchain Bitcoin is not here yet.
The blockchain Bitcoin.
So that means that Bitcoin, 3D printing, nanotechnology is not in use. So for any of you right now that have a Bitcoin wallet, you're having a mass hallucination.
Okay.
I'm not joking. I'm not being hyperbolic. This says energy harvesting. Yeah. What kind of energy are they harvesting? Human, kinetic, intragalvanic, piezoelectric energy. Now you're going to tell me, oh, there's just no way. We don't have wireless sensor networks. And I said and showed we've had biosensors since the 1950s. So what we have had to endure for 5 years are psychological operations. And then everyone goes,
PSYOP on the bingo card?
Well, that's their job and they have to do it. They're killing people. It's called a kill box. They're killing people. And whoever you are.
Ma'am, I don't think that the kill and kill box means killing people. I don't know what a kill box is used for in networking or whatever this guy is talking about, but I'm assuming it has nothing to do with killing people. I think you saw the word kill and it triggered paranoia and you really attached yourself to that.
You're letting them.
Does it just like deaden? It's probably a kill switch. I have no idea. But it's certainly not about murdering people.
You're not reading. You're not holding yourself accountable to the fact that when you eat your lunch, it doesn't come out your posterior in the same physical fashion because you have an electrical biochemical digestive tract with an electrical biochemical heart, an electrical biochemical bloodstream, neurotransmitters. No, there's no such thing. I've heard they're invading from Mars. So let me get this straight. You can spend tons of hours on the Y-Files, on the YouTube, reading and listening for 40 minutes, and then more hours about Project Looking Glass. That's radar looking through your ass because you are a node on a computer network? Yeah, for a while now. Yeah, since 1995. Well, we're not going to talk about that. No. We're going to talk about aliens and crap we cannot prove. But when I show up as someone who survived black projects and I'm pissed off, that's all we ever talk about. Every time I hear another creator go out there, even my very best friend, well, she's angry. Okay, I have a question. Okay, I'm 44. All right. I, at one point, was a child too, right? We all were, okay? And
she seems like she's doing great. Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, a human body at rest produces 100 watts of power. You could barely power a light bulb with a human being.
And all growing up.
Also, is that inclusive of power we're using to live? Or is that just the, like, heat and waste?
Told the aura does not exist. How many of you out there right now, and do not lie, I said, hey, do you know that you have an aura? So... You're not allowed to talk about it. Even at my best friend's house, her husband gets uncomfortable. He's not the only one. 60-year-old dude in a hotel, same Jamestown, Tennessee. Don't talk about that Rife machine. Dude's terrified. He's over 60 years old and he's shaking because I'm making my hair stand on end in front of him. Yeah, you're not allowed to talk about that Rife machine. They'll kill you. Oh, you're being hyperbolic. No, I'm trying to get you to fucking admit what you do for work. Excuse me? Yeah. Black projects? What is that? Well, the body's electrical and you lie about that. Since I've been alive, everybody just says it's chakras, fractals, shaman. And I'm like, okay. So I grew up that way. I grew up being told by the brightest mathematical minds working directly for Lockheed, Boeing, McDonnell Douglas, mathematical, electrical engineers, on and on and on. It doesn't exist. Only believe in what you can see. Well, can you read? It says kill box. I know it fucking does. Since 2005. Then I said, can we read the college textbook? And the adults in my country went, that's a Harry Potter grimoire. And I'm going, wait a minute. Whoa, time out. Wait, stop.
I want to point out that even though obviously what she is saying is like rambling and she needs help pretty clearly, she's popular in this community. I know that sounds odd, but even as clear as this is to be the rantings of a deranged person who is in need of help, she has an audience. She has an audience that cites her as a primary source. So just consider that for a second and try not to lose your mind.
So you mean to tell me that I help install the internet, help build the fucking thing? Here we are, clustering routing protocol through bodies, and I go and I look and I'm like, okay, so there it is. You don't know about the scalar? And I'm like, you mean the fucking metamaterials?
Oh, it's incredibly disorganized thinking.
Hang on a minute. I got
It's
my
like the classic example almost.
signs handy. Yes, I know about the metamaterials. Drew some pictures. I'm like, do you fucking people know about the metamaterials? She cusses. She won't do a podcast. I'm disabled. They've been electrically assaulting me as a control for years.
Oh, she's into the, what's it called? Gang stalking conspiracy, too.
Sometimes I can't walk for a day or two. Been disabled for 20 years. They said, you have intracranial brain swelling.
I genuinely wonder if America had a functional healthcare system and a mental healthcare system, how many fewer conspiracy theorists there would be. Because even though the majority of conspiracy theorists aren't, like, clinically mentally ill, a lot of the foundation, and this is going to sound weird to you, the foundation of a lot of the claims made in conspiracies, when you, like, actually find them, are often people like this, who seemingly have some sort of mental health thing going on. Like, there's that reptilian guy that we watched, like, a week or two ago, and he's one of the primary, and I don't mean David Icke, there's a different guy, he's the guy that's obsessed with helicopters. He lives in LA, and every time he sees a helicopter, he thinks it's spying on him. He's cited often for reptilian stuff. So it feels like at the bottom of, like, the foundational pyramid of, like, conspiracy thinking, sure, most people are just kind of kooky, or maybe misinformed or paranoid in the non-clinical sense, but at the very bottom of the pyramid, the people coming up with a lot of the foundational ideas, when they're not grifters, do seem to be people struggling with very real mental health conditions. So if you could take out that base, and by that I mean providing mental health care services to these people, and helping them, I think it would help a lot upstream, or downstream, rather, because it comes from them a lot of the time.
Pseudotumor cerebri.
There's more than one lizard theorist? Oh, yeah.
Fake brain tumor. Then they got away with drugging me with 3 times the human lethal limit for opiates. It ain't a fucking maybe. The medical records I've shown like 10 times. Now I can laugh about it because you people out there right now, you're in serious trouble. This is human anatomy on a button press, and it's mandated by the Federal Communications Commission.
Probably enough for her. I hope someday she gets some help, because wowzers. All right, let's try out this one.
So they're preparing for a solar disaster. And people don't know this, but they're going underground 5 meters. The NEMA staff are doing cross-agency training in bunkers.
Yeah, Professor, here's the thing. The activity shift with the solar situation, the dynamics of how government operates, which they did this drill, and the crazy part is they say we're not prepared for it. I think that we're being prepped in every way possible just to be left with certain long period duration. They can then build the techno dystopia they want to build. They can then move us to this phase where they get.
I like that he's concerned about a techno dystopia, but he's openly using AI generation to make the images.
Their empire before, you know, this total collapse phase. It's the solidification. When you look at the arcs, Russia has an arc, so does this. It's like Noah's Ark, correct? Russia has an arc, and one was done in Arizona, where they got samples of all the different plant species, and they're trying to say like they got animals like genes and stuff like that. They expect a recreation, a restarting phase, which is called Genesis, because the human then, and that's why it's genetic. So Genesis, genetic, and they think that they're going to somehow come out of this. They have a center called a black box. This black box records all data on Earth. If you ever look this up, you can Google it. Go look up the black box.
No one has the capabilities of making copies of every piece of data on Earth. Like, you would need servers to store it all, which would require the same number of servers in the entire world, but concentrated in one location, which is literally impossible.
This material is so strong that nothing can destroy it. You can have a volcano here, whatever can hit, it's going to be there.
I like that the worst thing he could imagine was a volcano.
Apparently, it's recording every record of every human being and all of us here.
What does that even mean? Every record of every human?
Whatever happens, somebody's going to be able to go here in a future generation, go to this box, and they're going to be able to open this thing up. What do you think about that? But they want to recreate everything, and they believe somehow they're going to come out of this. Or
wait, is that an SCP? Are they cribbing from SCP?
maybe they have a certain hideout to where they want to leave a manual for
Russia's more prepared than any other country for the coming pole shift, is what I hear. They're prepared. They have these.
I have to look up what this professor's credentials are real quick. Oh, the first things that come up are his Twitter page. That's probably not good. Let's look at his LinkedIn. Oh, it's barely a thing. Network administrator at Union County College is his most recent. Oh boy, I don't even see an education thing on there. Oh, buddy, why can't I find this guy? If he's a university professor, you would presume. Oh God.
These, I think they're called containers, what I saw in the news, and they were used for World War III. And I think they will make the announcement, as well as with the United States. I think because they're two superpowers, they both have to make the announcement. They both have to make the disclosure.
Which announcement? What specific announcement are you talking about? Like they're gonna come out and say?
Well, when they make a disclosure, I believe the two countries have to make the disclosure. The United States and Russia would have to make the disclosure. That's when people will freak out. That won't be until that wouldn't be until like a couple weeks, before the event happens.
Yeah, or they're gonna wait to that last big moment.
Yeah, they'll wait till the last days. They won't give us a chance.
Well, there you have it, everybody. So if you hear that announcement, you should already know, like, well, I guess that means we have less than a week.
Oh, Jesse, thank you for gifting 5 memberships on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Good day for YouTube memberships. Speaking of which, if you got a YouTube membership, we are doing the member and patron-only stream tomorrow. So if you're a patron or a YouTube member, you can come hang out and we'll probably watch something together.
That's
So I didn't even think about that.
Well, thanks, Jesse. I hope you had a good holiday, too.
That's why you need to just stop and hit subscribe right now, because we're joining in as a community here. We welcome all the new people that are right now looking at the video actively and wondering, well, where's my community at? You have it here, and we're looking out for each other. We're watching events together, and we have a plan through this. Let's get back to it.
Okay. This isn't quite as long as I wanted to stream today, but I think I gotta call it because I'm starting to not feel very good. So I'm gonna probably stop, and I'll do a little bit longer tomorrow too to make up for it. Because we're at 3.5. I wanted to get to at least 4, but we'll do another 3.5 tomorrow and then do the patron stream. Okay? I'm really sorry about that. It's kind of sudden. Unstable Deadbeat with 100 bits says, I love watching fiction writers tossing ideas back and forth and generating a story. That's what's happening here, right? I wish. Alright, so I'll see you guys tomorrow in the afternoon, most likely. Let me see who we're going to raid on Twitch. And if you're here from the raids, consider following. I stream most days, and we have lots of fun. Do 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 do. All right, see y'all soon. Have a good night. Sorry about the sudden leave. Seriously, I wasn't expecting this. I'm sorry. All right, see you soon. Bye, everyone.